It's Sunday. I used to be one of them. I used to be one. If I caught you on the street slipping, oh man, I take my Bible out, I smack you in the head with it. I was raised in the church.
Yeah, real shit. Me too.
And people get sick of that after a while. People, they don't constantly want you always with your face yelling and screaming about something you think you know and you really don't know.
Right.
I used to be a Bible thumper, bro.
Bro, I mean, I'm not gonna say I was a Bible thumper, but I was kind of raised to be a Bible thumper. And my family, that's all they hold. My grandma tell me now, she's like, you better stop cussing on Facebook. You better stop cussing. You better look. You better go to church. And I'd be like, Grandma, I'm a guy, though. You know, I'm just let you know. And it's like, it's funny because my aunts and uncles, you know, my family, they're like all in the church, bro. They started the church. You know what I mean? They messed around, started the church, and I guess now it's like, you know, they gotta do what they gotta do to maintain it and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I see it. I see it in you, brother. I watch your streams, man. I feel like I'm in church, man. I feel like I'm running around and smack some people or something.
I definitely got that. I definitely got enough preaching stuff in me to do the preaching.
You got it, bro. You could be a preacher.
I could be a preacher. I could have made it as a preacher. I could still make it as like a new age. I'm gonna try to be a new age preacher. Somebody, because it's like you got to change the way people look at religion. You know, because in life is religion. Religion is life. You know, it's not something that is set in stone to say, oh, it's this belief or that belief. No, it's a mixture of beliefs, and all the ingredients are different beliefs, you know, and we put them in the pot together, we stir it up, and we all eat. You know what I mean? We all eat and feed ourselves off of the nutrition of it. You know what I mean? We don't say that, oh, it's the label here and it's a label there, so you got to be Christian, you got Catholic and Muslim and Islam. No, let's all eat off of the faith that we are good people. You know what I mean? And off of the belief that we are family. That's where it comes from. You know what I mean? They try to make us all divided up into this group and that group, and then break up the family. You know what I mean? That's what I realized they've been doing, is just breaking up the family.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's real talk. They break people up, get them arguing, get them fussing and fighting. But yeah, man, I grew up in the church. If I caught you slipping, I take the Bible out, I smack you in the head. Came from deacons and pastors and ministers, you know. But you know what the funny thing is, where I am right now is I'm questioning everything.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, I think there's one religion, and that's just people looking for what's true.
Yeah.
And I'm not interested in what I was handed, you know, and, hey, this is true because daddy said it was true. Like, listen, I love my daddy, but he ain't that. He don't float on water. He doesn't walk on, you know, he doesn't see birds. So I was handed some things, and now I'm questioning all. I'm taking in the things that make sense, and I'm kind of the stuff that doesn't. You know, like I'll look at all the different faiths and the scriptures and try to merge it with what's going on in science, what's modern, what do we know, what new scriptures are being found in the Sumerian tablets. And so it's obvious certain scriptures from the Bible were taken from earlier sources. And you know how people, they like to add sugar to things.
Yeah, sure enough. They put my own little spice on it. You know what I mean? Put my own little spice.
You know, King James want to put his own little, and so I want to know what's true. I don't care what you know in terms of what you want to hand me because I'm your son or your daughter or whatever.
Right.
I just want to know what's true. And so I'm trying not to be reactionary, not just on a daily basis, but in the things that I was taught, you know, from a faith perspective, from a political perspective, from a national perspective. I don't want to just take on things because somebody who came before me said, hey, this is the plate I want you to eat. I want a real.
True indeed. And that's something that's real, man, because it's like right now where we stand and where we're at, it's like we have been told what to look for. Right. You know what I mean? We have been told where to look. All of us. You know what I mean? We haven't been given information to help us to seek after maybe the truth or the truths that we should seek after. We've been told to look. We've been told to look here. Hey, look here. This is what it is. This is Jesus. This is this person. This is that person. That's Muhammad. This, don't look no further. You know, and we've taken on to that mentality. This is America. Don't look no further than America. This is the history of America. You know what I mean? And we have a bunch of knowledge out there, a bunch of intelligence out there that is still left to be devoured by our minds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, brother, I got Alien Jesus up, man.
Oh, you got Alien Jesus up right now?
You see it? Y'all see it?
I see him, man.
If anybody's watching, y'all, you know. If you,
I see him. I see him.
You say I'm gonna get in trouble right now. This is where you're gonna see all the Christian folk leave.
Who made these things? People made this. People made this though. This is crazy.
But you know what? I'm Christian. I don't believe what most people believe. Like I'm Christian from the perspective that Christ is real. Christ is real. And to me, the Bible is a history book. And that's where we kind of land right now. I don't think that any history book is 100% true.
Right.
I think that we have to question everything. So the search that I'm on, without this being a religious thing, because we got to greet the room. We didn't greet the room. Is
what's up, bro?
I want to know.
I didn't even see that the chat's on.
Yeah, I want to know the big G. I want to know who the big G God is. I'm tired of the little G gods, and I think in all of these scriptures, you have evidence of a lot of little G gods.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what the big G God is. Whether that's some big master scientist, you know.
Yeah.
And if the rest are just powerful leaders, Bernie Sanders. and Muhammad's and Jesus Christ, like they might, deeply in tune with what the big G God is talking about. But it's about the big G God. Anyway, we ain't great.
That's the thing, still, man. You got to realize something. We might be looking for a figure in God. God might not be a figure. God might not be a being as we've been told, like, or we've been thinking like maybe extraterrestrial, that the whole ghost or this essence that we think. But what if God was just energy?
I'm good with that.
What if God was what if God was energy? And you know how we think about the world and how it's recreated with energy or whatever the case is. With scientifical, it's energy, but naturally it's energy too, because the energy of life and the energy of us and how we live and who we are. But what if, see, the Bible, the Quran, I looked and I just, tried to understand different religions from a place that is outside of looking at it as looking for a figure. You know what I mean? Because when you take nature and when you apply life and the things that we see from the natural to these verses or these scriptures or whatever the case is, you can get a different way of seeing things, because now you're looking at it not from a personable, like me standpoint, from thinking like, oh, the physical, we think from a lot of things, we think physically. Yeah. We see the physical, so we think everything is physical. No, we have to search mentally. That's why it's like when we've been given this information or this book, and just not just religion, but like school and everything, we're told where to look. Right. And once we look where we're told, that guides our lives. That's guided my life because I was raised in the church. So I was told, hey, look here, don't look no further, don't look nowhere else. Look here to Jesus, look here to God, look here to Christianity. You know what I mean? And that's how I led my life as a Christian. And looking at Muslims or whatever the case, like they're different than me. You know what I mean? I should be divided from them because maybe I was told in the Christian church, they were a little bit more radical. I don't know if that came from Malcolm or whatever the case is in the whole Martin and Malcolm thing, but I have no idea where that came from, but that's just not true. These people are our brothers and sisters, just like when we talk about Democrats and Republicans, we're all brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? There's no,
Supposed to be.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I mean, we are supposed to be brothers and sisters.
Supposed to be.
That's not how we act.
I ain't seen a whole lot of that, bro.
That ain't how we acting, though.
That's not what I see out my window. That's why I don't go outside. They crazy acting a fool. I don't go no.
Oh man, I'm telling you, how's everybody doing? Share the video. Oh, share the video. Oh, I'm gonna go share it, bro. I got to do it. Share the video. Share the video. Did you share the video? Share the video. I don't know what we're gonna talk about tonight. No, I do.
Video.
No, but whoever going to see it, going to see it. You already know how it goes.
Yeah, well, that's what's up. But yeah. So, and that's like a good segue into like from this political nonsense perspective that they're religions. I mean, sometimes I call them like teams because everyone picks their team. Like, oh, you're Eagles because you were born an Eagle. I'm a cowboy.
Yeah, real tough. It's just like that. Yep.
It's like we're stupid and we're wrong, but I don't care because it's my team. We gonna keep fighting. And I see that from Democrat Republican perspective. And so,
I'm from Pennsylvania. You're from New York. We hate you.
We're right. We got to fight about something. It doesn't really matter. We wrong, but and so, politics, man, is just honestly, I just think it's a fantasy now. I think it's a joke. I laugh at it. I laugh at it like I laugh at any cult right now. Adults are still like even engaging in this nonsense all day long. I see these posts for their 2020s. They're running this person, that person. I just want them to run the hell off the planet. They should just keep running. Like don't just to the election.
Don't stop running once the election done. Keep your ass running.
Off flat Earth. Like, keep going.
Keep running off the edge.
Oh, don't stop.
Keep running off the edge.
Just keep running, because this is my perspective, man. I don't think it matters one bit. In office, I don't think it matters one bit. Either the people are together and they're forcing the government to act like it has some damn sense, or they're fighting each other and the government doesn't have to make any sense. And right now, it doesn't make any sense. It has never made any sense as far as back as I can remember. You have people going to church on Sunday, and you got all your presidents. They go to church and they believe in this and that, and they're just murdering and killing people all over this planet. And so,
in church, they had to order. They had to order to go call the murders, and they in church at the same time the order getting filled. Talking about thank you God, let's pray, baby, let's pray.
How many war criminal funerals have we had? It's like the thing now. These war, you can't praise these killers enough. You can't have enough motorcades and flowers, and you get all the war criminals in Washington. Anytime these people die, for everybody to go down and worship them, and it just builds up this false fantasy narrative that these are decent people. And you know what? I'm trying to be nice. Maybe they're decent people, but they're not doing decent things.
No. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It is a variety of people. You know what I mean? This is where I realize we go wrong a lot, is when we box everybody up in the same bunch. So we just say, oh yeah, all them Democrats the same, all the progressives the same, all the liberals, all the conservatives, they're all the same. But I realize when engaging with, because I don't know how many people like to engage in the streets. I know it's fucked up and people are crazy, this and that, but engagement is real, because it's not just for information's sake, but it's for experimentation's sake. Because you need to go out there, we need to go out there for self and see who these people are. We shouldn't just take the word of mainstream media. Mainstream media is like, yo, these people voted for Trump. You just have to hate them because they voted for Trump. And it's like, yeah, I hate them because they voted for Trump. That makes sense. But it's like, no, you didn't even engage with these people to figure out why they voted for Trump. You didn't engage with these people to figure out why they're Republican. But then even at the end of the day, as we understand it, you know what I mean? It's fake. But you want to engage with these people in the real sense of who they are. You know, you want to look beyond the political labels. Like when I talk to people, they throw out Democrat, Republican, progressive in Philly, progressives and all that, Democratic socialists and shit like that. I look beyond that stuff. You know what I mean? Because people are kind of blinded by their need to feel represented in the political system. But the political system is a joke. So people are searching for representation in a circus. You know what I mean? So now people don't realize it, but we're rendered clowns. You know what I mean? Because the owners of the circus, the ones that created the whole show, the whole circus, they're laughing because they're making all the money. They got people showing up and making money. We're clowns. We're performers. We are the performers of the circus. We don't know it, but we are the. You know what I mean? And it's like that's how it's been transpiring, and people haven't realized. You know, we've just been we've been punching each other so much. We've been using each other as punching bags, as joking bags. You know, we like to joke on other people because it makes us feel good. You know how it is. Sometimes when you get to clowning on the person or talking nasty, you know, talking about people, it makes some people feel good inside. You know, so they bash a Republican and now they won or something. You know, you win when you get offended by the Republican. You win when you get offended. Nobody wins when we get offended with each other. You know what I mean? Right. The only people that we get offended with each other is the political system in the United States of America. Because now they could do whatever the hell they want. You know what I mean? They're like,
they're winning. They're winning. And that's that. But you know what? I guess I see it as fear, and this is why it all fits in. It's just not a political thing. It's the race thing, the religion thing, the ball thing, the hockey thing, the basketball.
All that.
You know, this is my team, and I'm gonna fight with you because this is my team. And that's what I'm, you know, across the board, we have to evolve and start to look past that. You know, we have to evolve and look past this whole idea that I'm scared and I need to be grouped up with somebody to go fight somebody else. And until we do that, man, and even from a national perspective, right? Even from a national perspective, we do that. And like you said, the only people who win when the people are divided are the people who designed the system for division, right? They divided it up in the oligarchs and all the leaders. I don't know, man. Sometimes I don't think that the presidents are even high enough on the ladder. I think they're kind of grouped with us too. I don't think they get bunker keys. I think that they make some money. They become multi-millionaires or possibly sometimes from being presidents. But short of that, you know, it's us who feels the pain. And it's the rest of the world that lives under our boot. Right. So it's the rest of the world that lives under our American supremacy, our Western supremacy, our, you know, North American or within these borders, you know, I'm standing on a lot of children's necks to be here. You know,
I think about that a whole lot. You know what I mean? They didn't just build on top of all of it. You know what I mean? Everywhere they built on top of all of it. They just threw dirt, cement, whatever they could find, throw rubble, whatever, throw it all on top of the people. You know what I mean? And we just walking all over them, ungrateful style. You know what I mean? Fighting each other. I just think we should be more grateful for one another. You know, because we all are facing different battles in our individual lives. You know what I mean? And when I look at these battles, the social battles that I face, the economic battles, and not even political, fake, whatever, the religious battles, they're all connected to the political system. All the battles that I'm facing in my individual life. And I'm thinking, like, wait, how is it that the system has overran every aspect of our lives, but people are still not understanding that we have to do something different? You know, we have to do something different. We have to talk to each other differently. We have to ask differently. You know, we are asking for the politicians to just, pass this policy, pass that policy. We need this. We're going to ask you. They don't give a damn about us begging to them. We're begging to them. Think about it. We're really beggars. How the hell do we pay all the bills and we're the ones begging for the shit? That's what I lost my shit. Like, I really was one day just thinking in this. I'm like, we paying into all this crazy shit. We're paying everything free. Electricity, water, housing should be free, really, if you think about it. But no, it is not logical to people's minds. You know what I mean? But we pay for all this stuff 10 times, 100 times over already. The money that they're using now, they use the money that they from 1980 probably still. You know what I mean? They still using 1980s money to funnel their fund over in these third world countries. And what they use is developing nations. But people never understood outside of their American minds that developing nations means Western colonialization all over again in 2019. Because they're only developing those nations for the benefit of the Western system. But people don't give a damn. They say, oh no, it's good for the world. Yes, it's good that the world is becoming more advanced, but not in the way that it's becoming more advanced. You know what I'm saying? We do want to become advanced and or evolve as a people, but not like this. You know what I mean? Not like this.
Well, yeah, not like this because it's evil, right? And you know, and I think we call it what it is enough of the time. It's evil. It's evil to get behind the world to continue to go this empire directions. You know, it's not. You know, it used to be bad to be thought of as a sellout. There used to be a time when if you were a sellout, it was a bad thing.
Right. You mean American sellout?
Well, sell out anything, right? To turn on your people, whoever you think your people are. There used to be a time when it was bad, and now it's embraced and it's cheered and it's a tribally loved thing to turn on people. You know, the time I hear about, well, let's not worry about the people in Yemen. Let's worry about our people.
Yeah.
The people in Venezuela. Let's worry about our people. And like you said, I have to agree with the fact that, you know, we paid the price. We paid the price. Our parents paid the price. Their parents paid the price. Their parents, we all paid for all of this.
We all did. We all got a hand. It's funny because go ahead, Jay.
And guess who owns it now? Corporations. So it's getting worse and worse and worse. And people sit there and they yell and cheer. Like, I'll be honest with you. I am definitely a proponent of free market capitalism because that's the system I was raised in, right? When you have a real free equal market, the price of everything goes down, right? Because if you make a cup and I make the cup for $5, you
that shit $2.50, bro.
You know a better way to do it.
You ain't got to tell me, but I know all about that shit. You know all about it.
And so the price of everything in a true free market capitalist system goes down. But the
street entrepreneurship, that's where it comes from.
Because I like that. I like the idea of all prices going down. I have to chastise every system that's ever been made with any kind of capitalist anything because it's never been free and it's never been equal. It's all been crony. And so it's completely impossible to have a free market capitalist system in a world where everything is already owned, right? Like a game of Monopoly that's been played for 3,000 years. You know, so there is no equal, and it's definitely not free. And so, you know, like the system that we need is something that hasn't been invented yet. But people, they're locked in this thing like, well, my family's into socialism. So my family's into capitalism. I'm going to fight the capitalist thing. Instead of people just stop and saying, well, wait a minute, you know, why do I believe in this system?
Right.
And is what's being rolled out today equated with that belief? And this takes us back to the whole religion thing, right? So, you know, I believe in Christ. I believe I'm supposed to feed people. I'm supposed to love people. I'm supposed to look out for people. Someone comes to my door and they need a shirt on their back and I got extra shirts. I'm supposed to give that to people. I'm supposed to go have dinner with the hookers. I'm supposed to
Russia though. The lowest,
you know, some beer. I'm supposed, and because I believe that. But what I see what's being rolled out by the people who claim that they are those things today is not that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's real.
I have to step away from it. So if you believe in capitalism, you believe in free market, but you see that's never was coming out, then you should know that you're not being handed capitalism.
Right.
I mean, you'll be given something else. You know, if you believe in Christ and Christianity, but if you see the activity for most people who say they're Christian has absolutely nothing to do with what this Christ thing talked about, you know that that's not your group. You know your group has been caught. If you believe you're a Democrat, you believe in democracy. And everything they do is against democracy from top to bottom. Then you know that they're not a Democrat. If you're a Republican, you believe in the Republic, but everything they do is about empire and starving people who live in the Republic. Then you know that, you know. So I think that people, you know, they get so tribally feared and scared on the values that are behind the names. That all were, you know, they all have good points. They all have good stances, you know, but they can't seem to be strong enough to step away and say, no, you know, my ship is going the wrong direction, you know, my crew, and turn on them.
Yeah. This is funny because it's like, I was just thinking about what you mentioned about like the hookers and everything like that. When's the last time we've seen a group of politicians go down to the neighborhoods that are suffering from the heroin epidemic? You know what I mean? When's the last time you've seen a group of politicians go to these neighborhoods that are dealing with the plight? You know, when? I'm just this is for the voters. You know, when's the last time Bernie went down? Instead of I know Bernie talks about these things and maybe doesn't. I don't know. But when's the last time any of these people that everybody's claiming to be the real deal went to these areas? When's the last time they showed up and stayed with the homeless? Because they have the money to do so, they have the time to do so, and they have the means to do so. When's the last time that they all got together and say, look, we're going to go sleep with the homeless because we want to understand what their plight is. We're going to go sleep. We're going to go see what the drug dealing situation is because we want to understand what the real situation is going on. You know, we're going to go talk to the local neighborhood to get the real understanding of both sides of the story, not just both, but all aspects. The neighbors, the people that are doing the drugs, the people that are dealing the drugs, and the people in between, the kids. They haven't done this. Because they don't care to do this. They only care to tell you how to think. They only care to tell you how to act. That's all they get paid to do. They don't get paid to show up and stand true for the justice and the reality that we're all facing. They don't give a damn about our reality. People always want to kiss ass and save these politicians. Stop saving politicians. They're not ready. They're not really ready to save you. They're playing the game. They have to talk that talk. They have to act like they're going to walk that walk. They have to throw little stats and bits in your face and say, hey, we did this, we did that. We're working for you. We are working for you. See, we did this. And it's a spin. It's fake. It's deception. But people don't realize deception when they see it because people never stepped off their front porches. You know, in the streets, it's like this. I'm going to talk a little street shit. When you're in the hood, everybody ain't good, and everybody basically ain't like hood. You feel me? I ain't even from the hood like that, but I've been there enough to know. Everybody ain't got street cred or whatever the case is, but you have to step off the porch and experience things to understand what's going on. If you never step off the porch and get your hands dirty, get your feet, see these things, understand these things, you're not going to know what the hell's going on. These politicians have never stepped off the porch of their political fucking high horse. None of them. I'm not going to say none of them, but rarely any of them because they're comfortable. And you know who makes them comfortable? We do. We keep them comfortable. We tell them we're going to go vote. We tell them we're going to go participate. We give them money. They don't need no damn money, but we still so dumb that we give them money. I gave them money. I felt like a fool. I reviewed what I did. I had to reevaluate myself. I had to reevaluate the situation. I said I was a dummy. I gave this man money, and he gave it right to the Democratic Party. And the Democratic Party used it against me, you, and every one of us. And the Republican people, they did the same thing. They gave those people money. They gave Donald, think about this, Brother G. They gave Donald Trump campaign money. That mother effing, they gave that man money. I'm saying, I'm like, hold on. We was dealing with stuff, so I didn't really pay attention to everything. But when I took the time to step back, I said, yo, they not just spending Bernie Sanders and progressives. They spending anybody and everybody they can get into their minds. Yeah. This government has so much money, bro. They have so much control of resources. They have unlimited amounts of money. They have all this gold in reserve. Why is the gold sitting in reserves and it's people on the streets? Why is the gold sitting in reserves and it's people without houses, bro? The gold sitting in reserves, people ain't got jobs. But it's our, we got to vote. We got to vote. What the fuck is wrong with people, man? I'm sorry, I'm cussing, man. This shit crazy, brother. It's comical, brother. It's comical.
It's comical because it's so damn sad. That's the only reason like people are asking, why you laugh about this stuff all right. So ridiculous. It is so obviously a scam. They are looting America, and it's not the globalist Democrats or the globalist Republicans, and it's not. They're all bought. Yeah, they all work for global international corporations, and they all do exactly what they say. Why don't they show up in the hood? Because the pharmaceutical companies are poisoning the hood, right? Why don't they show up in poor white America? Because the opioid crisis and the pharmaceutical industry poison.
Sure, get them too.
You know, no one bites the hand that feeds them, right? No, you know, why do they keep making drones to go murder people all the way around the planet? It's because that's who's writing the bills. Whoever puts food on the table, that's who they bow to, and that's who all these politicians bow to. But every election year is coming up. I got an inbox of 2020s, man. I got a whole bunch. People keep asking, what is it 2020?
I can't even go on my email.
It's just 2020s like that. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna hire another multi-billionaire. We're gonna hire another millionaire. The problems of poverty in the world, and we're gonna help America. And it's just like, no, every politician goes in and they do the same song.
Man.
Obama put his rap sheet in and he went in and he started dancing that we're gonna help out America. We're gonna do this. And I sit back, you know, like I said, because I give everybody a chance. I watch for a little while, like, okay. And after a while, I saw Obama was just tap dancing. They're talking about in the White House. They all got blackface in the White House.
They all,
got white face, they got yellow face, whatever.
All skin folk ain't skin folk. And this is funny. This shit ain't about black people. This shit go for white people too. All skin folk ain't skin folk.
They don't care.
We is family. We as family, but everybody ain't fucking family. You know what I mean? It's not black, it's not white, it don't give a damn who you is. If you fucking with the people that's if you proudly support. And after know what's going on, after knowing the bombs are being dropped, after knowing there's poor people on the streets, after knowing they got homes they can put the people in and they ain't putting the people in it because the banks don't want to. You know what I mean? After knowing all this stuff, people proudly support it. I can't stand with those people. I'm standing on the opposite side of those people. Even though it's like this, I still consider them family, but they lost. They're a lost cause right now. I can't say it's like this. Because it's not about saving people, but we can't wait for everybody. We cannot. People are sitting around waiting for millions and millions of people to start jumping up and say, oh, we're going to revolt. We're going to revolt. We're going to do text. We can't wait for everybody. We have to start acting now together with the small amount of numbers we have. Because with the small amount of numbers, we can be a positive force. Because this is about positive shit. This ain't about no negative. It ain't about violence. It ain't about running down, destroying shit, tearing people up and saying fuck. It ain't. See, people think it's like this. The fuck the police shit. Yeah, it's fuck the police. But I ain't trying to kill or assault or do anything to get in the way to where the police going to harm us. No, after police, I'm going this way. Because we could do something else. We could do things away from the police. You know what I mean? To where we ain't causing the stir to where the police is coming to try to, you already know, cause a stir up trouble and all that stuff. Protesting. You know how protesters go out. Oh, the police did this and the police did that. Yeah, because that's their job. They're told when to do that. They're acting on orders. In the people, it's funny shit. Gee, the military people proudly support the military. Those soldiers, those young men, women, all around, they act on orders. If they don't follow orders, dishonorable discharge. If you don't follow orders, you will be dishonored. And we know, well, we don't know, but if you dishonor, you don't get the benefits. You don't get the benefit. The benefits matter. Police, the benefits matter. Their families are fed. Their insurance is paid for. The best, well, not the best of insurance, but some of the good insurance. You know what I'm saying? They get deals on cars, houses, all life. Why the hell wouldn't the policemen follow orders? We have to act differently. We can't go out and say, oh, we got to cause up trouble and stir up strife and do all this dumb. No, we have to act intelligently. We have to use the tools that we have. We have to use the people that we have and create a movement, a real movement that is around reality, truth, and justice. Not no political, I need a political savior. So look, if Tulsi's not the one, then Bernie's not. I see my kid is still with, oh, well, look, if Bernie ain't it, what's wrong with Tulsi? What's wrong with Tulsi? I don't support nobody that's standing with a political party. That's how I feel. And it's like, I'm not saying that all political parties are in the cahoots with the shit that's going on, but when we support political parties, we support the system. When we give consent to any political party, we're giving consent to the system. I personally, how I feel, I no longer want to give consent. I realize what I have done with giving consent my whole life. You know what I mean? Yep. Oh, there you go. Rebecca says, who do we hold accountable? I'm holding myself accountable for being a collaborator to this point. Now,
collaborator, yes.
I was a collaborator, bro. My whole life I was a collaborator. Almost my whole life, you know what I mean? But now I realize, look, I don't want to be that anymore. I have a choice. I have a choice of voice, and I have the energy and the ability to act differently. So every day I do act differently. Every day I do talk. It's an everyday thing. It's an every moment thing. Say nice things to people. Speak to people. Change people's minds and perception about who we are. You know what I mean? It's so much shit that we got to do differently, Brother G, but it's a work in progress, and I believe we have faith. It's going to work.
But it's clear that they want people to be violent, right? Like,
right.
I want to go back to that point you were making. They want people to protest. They want you in the street. They want you angry. They want you upset because that's what they prepared for. The Democrats and Republicans have been spending billions of dollars building a police state, making sure they got the support so that you will get out in the street. They've been giving the MRAP tanks. They've been giving all of the war tools from Iraq because they need you to get in the street. That's the
abandoned stuff.
Right. That's the only way they stay in power. They didn't prepare for people to get peaceful and grow food and take care of it.
Real talk. They not prepared for that now. They prepared for that now.
They're rolling out a business plan, and that business plan is for you to be upset and you to be in the street yelling and screaming because you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. That's what you need. And so, to me, like I said, everything is the art of war. if the enemy, which, we'll say, who do we hold accountable? I like to say Democrats and Republicans a lot, but that's not really the root of it. They're just tools. They're just tools that this oligarchical, 12 family corporate rule, Federal Reserve, Zionist type agenda, globalism, building empires. They're just a tool that they use.
Right.
What they need people to act out. That's how, because like I read a lot of law. That's what I always used to do. I don't now. I don't care now. But I used to read a lot of laws, and all the laws are pretty much the same thing. They're taking your rights. Something happens. They take your rights and they sell your rights to somebody on Wall Street. Sell to a corporation, and the law basically it builds an industry on the problem. So the war on drugs brings more drugs in, causes more drug problems. The war on cancer creates more cancer problems. You make an industry out of the problem. And so
they put it on the market, and people don't know shit about the market, so they don't know all the products that's on the market, and all these mothers are getting rich off of all these damn products.
All of your rights
two times over.
Right. Everything is a commodity, right? Everybody and everything in a empire that's run on markets is a commodity. Aristotle and Plato have been talking about this. They were talking about this thousands of years ago. There's nothing new under the sun. We just get played. And I'm trying to keep up with the room too. We're talking about
Courtney's right though. Courtney's right. They pay big money for them things. They want to use them. Why would they pay big money for them and not use them? But then this is not only the thing. They're going to use them, and then they're going to get us to consent to paying big money for new ones. Like now, they're building new rockets, they're building new tanks, and we consented to it. We signed off for this shit. That
we have people cheering it, brother. We have people who are yelling and screaming and cheering, trying to, pro police. And I have to be clear, because I mean, most people who follow me or that we have conversations with, and I'm not anti-police. I'm not anti-police at all. I'm anti-law. I'm not anti-police. To me, you only create laws because you don't know how to solve problems, right? Law basically is a bookmark, right? We don't know how to fix this problem, so we're going to write a law to stop people from getting hurt or whatever, and hopefully we'll solve it down the road. But they never solve it down the road, so they make an industry out of the problem. The problem gets worse and worse and worse and worse. Industries get created off of that main industry, and you end up with something like the prison industrial complex where you can't get rid of it, or you end up with something like a military industrial complex, and you've got vending machine companies that are pro-war, and they're feeding into the war lobby. Why? Because they're selling vending machines to all the military bases all over the world. So you got all camp on the industries. Somebody just makes buttons. That's all they just make buttons, but they make the buttons for the uniforms for 50 million people, right? Now they're invested in the war. So I'm not anti-police. I'm anti-law because I'm pro-rights. I'm pro-sovereignty. I'm pro. You're born on this planet, like we were talking about earlier. You're born on this planet. It is your right to have a damn space to live, to drop a load, to drink some water, and to grow some food. It is your right, like every creature on this freaking planet. When a rabbit is born, a rabbit has a hole. It's got safety. It's got food. It has a right to live its life the only way it needs to. The human beings, they're the only creature on this this planet, short of zoo animals, born captives. We're and this is why an empire has to have a police state. It's not because the kids are bad or crime is rampant. It's because the people are being starved, because an empire is very expensive and you need to control the population at home while you go murder people abroad. And the only way you do that is you get people to be more apathetic. You get people to look out for themselves or whatever they call their group more than anybody else. You make ignorant little bigoted bastards that look past the problems of all communities for the sake of their own community. You make selfish people.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it's funny because it's like, it's sad. It's so sad because this is one of the biggest things that people fail to hold accountable. People don't even want to look at it. People don't even want to touch it. People don't even, because it's like, I don't know if it's a moral issue, but maybe it's the way we perceive it. The education system is fucked up. What we're talking about right now, all of us should have been properly educated about this in elementary school. As our minds are growing into the developmental as our minds are growing through the developmental stage, and that innovation is, I don't want to say the innovation is peaking, but the innovation is rising. The understanding is rising. Maybe the wisdom is rising too. We're supposed to be putting all this truthful information into the processor as we grow and develop, but we're not, because we're not getting the real information that we should be. We're not giving our children the real information, because sympathy, I don't want to say just sympathy, but empathy, all these things that we're missing is built up in the young person, or built up in the young mind, caring, passion for people, all people, not just a particular group of people, American, but all people, beyond, no borders. You understand what I'm saying? But they educate us to place borders around our mind, and they educate us to think only about the people in those borders. And now when we think only about Americans, we buy into the I want to say false reality, but the illusion that we're supposed to be first. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be first before any. Oh, I have to think about Americans first. I have to think about white people first. I have to think about black people first. I have to think about people with money first, or whatever situation and environment that you're raised in. You want to feel as though you want to protect and hold on to that. Or I don't want to say protect and hold on to that, but that really becomes a part of you. That education becomes a part of us. What we're talking about, millions of people in the world millions of people in America wouldn't even touch on this, because they don't even have the mind to think outside of that American box. There's millions and millions of people right now. They're watching CNN. Right now they're watching MSNBC. Right now they're watching Fox News, because they've yet to escape the political box of indoctrination. Right. They don't understand the international view of the world from a political standpoint, an economical standpoint, or even a social standpoint. And we must start first socially, because then we communicate differently. Let's overlook even though we all have economic strife, not all of us, but I'm not even gonna say America, but even though we understand the economic strifes that are going around the world, we have to communicate with the social respect of people, of each other, you know what I mean, of difference, because we just write the shit off, the history. We write the history of other people's off. So Yemen, right now, what's happening in Yemen is going to be written off. I'm sorry to say this, G, unless we do something about it, it's going to be written off in history. What happened in Africa, what happened in Asia, only thing it's been written off, but they put a stamp on something that we all know very well. They put a stamp on something on our minds very well. They stamped on our minds that we should never forget one particular thing. And that's the Holocaust, I guess, whatever the case is. But there has been worldwide Holocaust. You know what I mean? Not just carried out by the Germans or whatever. There's been worldwide Holocaust carried out by Americans, Western, Europeans, all different groups of people. But we were not educated to think there was. We were educated to think it only happened outside of these borders. That America would never do that. America has never done that. How could you, Chris? How could you don't love your country, Chris? America gave you freedom. America didn't give me no fucking freedom. America still hasn't gave me freedom. America didn't give the people that says America gave me freedom. They don't even realize that they don't got freedom. You see what I'm saying, brother G? They're communicating so deep. Their minds are so stuck in the box. They don't even understand what they're saying outside their mouths. And this is a lot of us, man. It was me at one time too. I was talking shit out of my mouth. That I was talking the script. You dig what I'm saying? I was talking the script, all script shit. CNN said this, MSNBC says this. Oh, fuck Fox News. Oh, I'm a bomb. I'm a bomb. Celebrating Obama. I'm black and I'm proud. And they had rap music. I don't know if anybody listens to rap, but Young Jeezy made a song. My president is black. My president is black, and it went platinum and everything. It was like, yo, brother, it was real. He was going hard. Because we were so blind. We black people. I'm not gonna say all black people, but as black people, we were indoctrinated to be blinded by color. We were told to be all about the color, overlook all the other information. Just take it out on white people. Be mad at white folks. Be mad at this. Be mad at this person. Be mad at that person, and make sure you're always mad. And I was raised to be mad at white people, but then I was going to school with white people that I loved. You know what I'm saying? I love these people. I'm like, what? What am I supposed to hate these people? This doesn't make no sense. I was like, these old people don't know shit. These parents are dumb as shit. That's how I was raised, G. I'm like, these parents are dumb. They telling me to hate this brother, don't do this with that person, this and that. I was like, what the hell's wrong with them people? I'm sitting there having fun with everybody. I mean, I'm not getting that vibe from the people that I was connecting with, you feel me? But in each household, it was different types of indoctrination. But it was all within the box of American indoctrination, brother. So we got a lot of work to do, man. We got a lot of deprogramming to do. You know what I mean?
Well, we do. And to kind of take us back to the school.
Rebecca, I ain't trying to scream at the screen. I can't hear myself. She said, why scream at the screen?
Because he came from a church family, Rebecca. And in church,
I don't have no volume. I'm scared with the colonizers' view of what voice level should be. I don't follow none of it. You know what I mean? I don't have no decibel level. I scream. Sorry.
We're supposed to scream. Actually, I'm gonna try something here because we kind of playing with tools here.
All right, let's see what we got.
Kind of blessed me a little bit, but you know, school is the thing, and school indoctrinates kids. I don't know if y'all saw this. Did you see this kid taking a knee thing?
Oh, I didn't see that. I think somebody posted something about it. I seen a quick picture of it. I didn't see the whole thing though. You know? Yeah,
this was the kid right here. This young man.
Oh yeah, he's a legend. He's a legend. Where is he at? Where is he at?
Can you hear him?
Turn it up a little bit. I can't hear. Or maybe I gotta turn mine up.
Well, I don't know if it'll work.
It might not work. The volume might not work.
Can you hear anything? Nah. All right.
No, so but I mean, just tell me about it. I see it.
All right. So he's a Boy Scout.
Okay.
And he's saying nobody saw it. Like what he did is it was a mayor's meeting. Mm-hmm. And he decided to take a knee during the pledge, right? So, and this goes back to me being a Boy Scout. I used to be a Boy Scout. I don't know if you knew that. But so what he did is they'll go in and they'll say the pledge at different times because, it's what you do. And this young man went in to do the pledge and he told his father that, you know what, I'm going to take a knee during the pledge. Mm-hmm. And his father said, well, it's up to you. I'm not going to tell you to do it or not to do it. If you feel that that's what you should be doing, then you should. And he took he went in during the mayor's, I guess the beginning of the meeting and during the pledge, this young man took a knee and it blessed me, man. It blew me.
Right.
A lot of people don't really understand it.
Brother,
a lot of people don't understand it. Like when we talk about, what is the pledge? What is indoctrination? Like the reason that you say the Pledge of Allegiance is simply because they need you to stand for oligarchs, right? They need you to stand for neocons and neoliberals. They need you to be gaslit and believe that America exists and you're not actually just supporting handing all rights to all resources to corporations. But that's I have to post a link. You can't really hear him talk, but
I don't need to hear him talk. You told me all I need to know. That kid is a legend. But
he went there and he felt that this was the right thing to do, and and this is how you take the identity that schools and our upbringing tries to give people. Mm-hmm. Is you make them individuals and you get them to acting as individuals and independently. I think Mary was asking a minute ago, well, what do we do? Well, one thing we damn sure do is we raise our kids to be smart enough to make their own decisions. And when we grew up, like I said, right, and that's our brother Bill. Brother Bill is on the thread.
Right, Brother Bill got a good one up there.
Well, so here's the funny thing. I didn't have the same problems that people had to do with and tribalism and stuff. And I think the first video, Brother Bill, that you did, bless me. He was on there. And so a lot of my family came out of Arkansas and North Carolina. So I'm used to the twang. I'm good on it. I don't care nothing about that. Dukes, that just mean the Dukes of Hazzard are coming. That's all it means.
Right.
It just means Daisy Duke about to get out the car. And I get that's all it means. I was, 12 years old or whatever I was.
Right.
I don't care nothing about none of that. But Brother Bill was on, he was talking. I was like, who's this cat? Somebody pulled out. He's talking love and this, that, and the other, whatever. And he kind of explained it. He's like, if you all don't know Brother Bill, what's the name? How you saying that? It doesn't sound like it's bad. He's a good Southern brother, speak a good a twang. And you would think if you were up north, you would think that he knew any minorities from anything. But he did this whole thing about love, and at the end he broke it down. And he said, "You don't think I don't care about black people?" I'm gonna say it his way. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna say. He said, "My grandbaby is black," you know, and he just blew the whole. He just blew it. He just, you know, and so every time I see Bill on a video, I post it because people don't seem to understand like where he's from. They're always cheering this race war thing. They're always cheering this racial division, and people don't use the common damn sense in their own head that there's no family that's all anything.
Yeah, real shit.
And that's all anything. There's no purebred anything. And if you really want to get technical, we all go back to being the same people any damn way.
Any damn way.
Any damn time. But
people go back to the same balls. If they want to talk about the human, we go back to the same balls and vagina anyway.
if you want to go there, we all go back to the same testicle house. All right. If you really want to go there, we all go back.
Oh, shit.
You know, and you know, so how
that's real. That's real. That's real.
She didn't have earrings. She had a banana, damn it, and some fur. You know, if you really want to go back to where we all started, we're all family, we're all related, we're all cousins. And if you didn't get that from Gerardo Rivera and Oprah Winfrey and all this nonsense back in the 80s, you need to grow the hell up now. We're all the same stupid, gaslit, indoctrinated people that are fighting each other to give all the damn resources in every country to corporations. And at what point in time do we grow the hell up and realize that we're related? And so, but this is my point: is that, you know,
you got to engage. We got to engage with each other.
I appreciate you, brother. I tell people all the time. I say, you know what, interracial people, y'all gonna have more babies. I don't think I said that in a while.
You know what's funny? I think it's happening. It's happening now, bro. It's happening now. But in the future, I think this is what's gonna happen. It's happening a little bit, but it's going to become international to where we're not just like, it's not just like, oh, we're afraid of Russians and the Chinese people are like, oh, we got to be all Chinese. And it's like, you know, I get it. You know, we want to, you know, stick to the people. But I think we're going to embrace an international culture that has a love for everybody. You know what I mean? And we can see, but the thing is, we have to continue educating our young to see beyond the borders. When we educate our young to stay within the borders, we only give their mind but so much. We don't let their minds develop into their full potential. And life is about seeking to develop. I don't think we ever will find our full potential, being as how indoctrinated we were up to this point. But we have the ability to make it so that the future generations maybe can reach the full potential of what it means to be a human being or be in this human body and mind, whatever the case is. But we have to start attempting to educate our youth differently. And we have to start just loving each other. You know what I mean? A whole lot of loving each other. But in truth, when we're not like, oh, I love you, but damn, you said something bad about me. You hate me and I'm mad. I'm sad. No, we don't get mad because people say some bad stuff about us. We take it with a grain of salt because at the end of the day, it's love. You know what I mean? We're doing it out of love. We're thinking in love. We're moving in love. We're feeling in love. Feel in love with life. These people be lying to themselves. They're like, oh, I love life and this and that. And then they just start crying and whining about some shit that's going on and this and that and getting all types of funk where they hating people and this and that. No, fall in love with life. Stop trying to fall in love with men and women and all. People trying to fall in love in relationships because they watching TV too much. They watching the news. Not the news, the reality TV shows. Oh, I need somebody. I'm not going to be complete until I have somebody. No, fall in love with life as an individual. Because when you do that, everything gravitates towards you. The right person going to gravitate towards your life. The right things will gravitate towards your life. The right people and friends, everything will gravitate towards you when you just fall in love with our being. You know what I mean? And stop entertaining them damn political systems because you can't do both at the same damn time. I'm just trying to tell you that. You can't be in love with life and just saying we got to vote tomorrow. You know what I mean? It just don't work that way. It's double. I don't know. Maybe you can. Who knows?
Well, you know, give up on your 2020s, but you know, we have to fall in love. We have to fall back in love with each other. You know, we gotta love each other more than we love our fantasies. Like you started to say that, you know, it's a fantasy, you know, and it is. We live in fantasy. We live in fantasy land. We what's his name? Tattoo when you get on the boat. How old are you? I don't know if you remember this.
You talking about the boat, the love boat?
Yeah, the love boat. Love boat. Y'all remember the love boat? Let's see if I find the love boat. But you know, tattoo, you get on the boat.
Yeah, real shit.
You get on that boat, and you know, you got your own fantasy, right?
Really, right.
Fantasies and
all in the one. Everybody all in the one. But it's not no hate, it's love. It's all in love. We living. We just trying to live together. We not trying, and that's what it is. We haven't seen what it means to be harmonic. I think that's something that's like harmony is like we're taught what harmony is. We're taught what peace is, but in this society, we haven't really got a chance to see what it means, what it looks like to be harmonic and peace in the terms of life. You know what I mean? You can find harmony and peace in certain situations. You know what I mean? If you're getting with people and everything's going the way it's supposed to be, everybody's loving each other, it could be harmonic and the aura could be peaceful and everything. But in life, is the society, you know, we need to find a way to make our levels of love elevate to the frequency. You know what I mean? We got to find a different frequency. That's what it really comes down to. We on that same dumbass frequency. You know, you got to change the station and turn the TV off or whatever. Turn the TV off, find a new frequency. You know what I'm saying? We all got to, it's tuning. You know, it's all about tuning anyway, I guess. Who knows, man? It's just, but it's not.
I'm off and lost. Jay got me going. D-plane, boy. That was the most racist. D-plane, boss, D-plane.
Right.
Oh, you love you. We used to laugh at racism all the time.
All the time. Oh, and look, it was right in front of your face, and you just laugh like, oh, you know what I mean? It's funny. It's funny. Jokes.
Everybody's funny. Like, but you know what? You get in trouble when they take themselves too damn seriously. Like is that Isaac? Check Isaac guy. He got on blackface right now. Y'all see him right? You know, but you laugh at stuff. But the love, but I was going somewhere with that. You know, it's just the thing is that people, they have these fantasy worlds and they live these fantasy things, and you know where they stand isn't on the values they pretend to have. And you know, I get people like to throw out there. I want to talk about direct democracy actually, because we're on there talking about it. But I mean, one thing is like, you know, these late term birth abortions in Yemen, right? I don't do this, but Yemen, America helped Saudi Arabia do 85,000 late term birth abortions of children the ages of 1 to 14. 85,000 of them, killed all them babies, every last one of them, starved them to death because we got no love inside. We got no love. We're too worried about whether or not the neighbor might get an abortion, and we're murdering people in all of these countries. And
right.
I can't play with these people because they live in a fantasy world. All of their 2020s are lining up to keep the murder train rolling. And
that's true.
I was going to go back to it. So, you know, we talk about, you know, solutions. I like Brother Nick is on here. I love direct democracy. I like it. I first ran into him on your show. And then I brought him on mine and we talked for a little while. And so why do I like direct democracy? Because I think Rebecca is here and I think Brother Donald, they're not. I haven't convinced them yet. I'm working on y'all. I'm working. I ain't give up. But you know what? But I'll take it back. The first place I heard about direct democracy.
Okay. Where?
My son came home like, Pop, we talking direct democracy in school. And I was like, son, I don't care what you talk about in school. It's all a lie.
He's like, what?
They were having a discussion about it. And I personally, I like it. I have concerns. I have concerns with everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything in crony world is always taken and twisted into the cronies fantasy, fake slave colony, human farming thing. So democracy, all it is, if anybody's never heard of it, it just means everybody votes on what they want. Right. So we call for a referendum. We put it up to vote. Do we want to keep murdering children in Yemen? Right. Do we want to keep helping Saudi Arabia and Obama and Trump kill 85,000 children and keep it going? Is this going to make Jesus happy? Right? Is this going to get me into heaven? And then everybody gets to vote and say, you know what? Yes or no, the same way. They say, oh, what's insecure? That's insecure. Listen, it's an audio. The software's actually already been written, right? So it's an audible system.
Okay.
It's how you do your banking. You go right online and say, no, I don't think killing late-term birth abortions in Yemen are a good idea. So no, starving people in our own country, we shouldn't be paying money to starve and murder people in another country. You just check the button. And so what the concern is, which is a valid concern, people say, well, that's mob rule. And they're right. That is mob rule. But my response to that is mob rule by poor people better than mob rule by oligarchs?
Right. Right.
Right.
Answer that before you go forward.
Right. It's right. Like we are in -10 position, right? We want to get 100%. We're in -10. Is we the people mob rule better than Zionist mob rule? Is people mob rule, even though we're gaslit, we're controlled by the media. Half of the people don't believe in the Constitution. They don't understand the Bill of Rights, and they don't know. But how do we get to a better day? Better day is always poor people making the decisions. Is it perfect? No. Is it going to be a mess? No. But you can't get any worse than today. And I will challenge anybody, because the bottom line is everything that was done in the dark ages, we do legally today, and there's a law that allows us to do it. You can't get any worse than today. Never. Everything mob rule by bunny rabbits, squirrels, groundhogs is better than mob rule by oligarchs right now. So is it a step in the right direction? Yes. Do I have concerns? Absolutely. When people have a cog to actually control their damn government, it's a conversation, right?
Yeah, conversation, man. That's
a conversation.
That's what's funny. That's what's funny about it.
Have a conversation, right? When they ain't listening.
This is what's funny about it.
I try to call Obama. Hey, Obama, Bama, you listen.
This is what's so funny about right now, bro. It's so funny.
He ain't gonna answer the phone. I call him Trump. He ain't gonna answer the phone neither.
Right. They're gonna call Bernie.
So I guess
call your senator. Oh, the senator didn't answer. It was their aide. I keep getting their aide. Why do I keep getting the aide? I never get a chance to talk. I get the aide. You get the aide every damn time. You don't get the damn wrong. But it's like, no, I agree with you that we have to start taking serious looks at alternatives, and the way we do that is by communicating, even as I'm not going to say that I'm 100% for direct democracy, but I'm not going to say that I'm not 100% for direct democracy. You know what I mean? Because it's neither. It's just I'm neutral. I want to learn more, and as I learn, I like what I see. And the first time I heard about democracy was in Libya. So you already know Libya was doing big things that people don't understand because they were so blinded by the dictator media rhetoric. They didn't realize that country was actually thriving. You know what I mean? And it was under a direct democracy. You know what I'm saying? People actually voted for things that they want. People got money for the oil. They had free college. They was doing things in Libya, but it was overshadowed by the figure.
Let's say kinda. Let's say kinda. So
all right, I'll say kinda if you want to say kinda.
Kind of, because everything, and remember in crony world, everything is cronyism.
Okay, right? Yeah, right. It's still crony. It's still crony.
Yeah, it's still crony. I mean, because Gaddafi was not a good guy. He had better ideas as the day is long than what we got going on.
Okay.
But it's still,
as far as we look at it, he was better. He was not. We can't say he was a good guy, but he was better than all the U.S. presidents. You know what I mean? He wasn't. If we compare, you know what I mean?
Real talk, let's be fair. He did more for his people than any American president ever has, because every American president has pretty much given more rights to Americans, Native Americans, resources than any other. He's done more, and even Maduro. Chavez. His name was Chavez, right before Maduro. He did more for giving resources back to ecosystems and people and bunny rabbits than anything. So yeah. I will go out on the edge and I'll say I'm 100% behind, not necessarily direct democracy, but in today. I'm 100% behind everything. I'm 100% behind collapse. I'm 100% behind the Great Depression. I'm 100% behind giving control to cockroaches. I'm 100% behind anything.
Anything than this.
Because right now, just in having a discussion about moving to direct democracy, we murdered people.
Yeah.
Right? We murdered people. The corporations that are making money on us broadcasting this,
they're making money right now.
And that money's being deployed in other nations where they're murdering people. And when people are being murdered, entire towns of women are being raped by my tax money, everything that runs today has to fall. So So it's not even about, for me, I like direct democracy. Okay. I like the Constitutional Convention, and I think there's 7 states left before that goes over. I like anything other than murder and rape towns of women with 14-year-old children in the Congo. Anything not that.
Real shit. And Congo is right.
And this is why I don't give 2 damns about your Congress wearing white. I don't give a damn. I don't give 2 damns. They can wear white all they want. All I see is
the Holy Ghost.
Dress. Now, and I'll give a caveat to, I say, well, I understand there are some new people. We always got new people in the room. But the reality is you just joined a murderously bloody cartel that's killing people all over this planet and in America. And right now is not the time for a white shirt jester. It's time to grow the hell up, chastise the hell out of that group, and you should have wore blood red. Like if you get
real talk, some in
America, they should have wore red, like because it makes more of a statement that people are murdered on a daily basis, probably by the white paint that they're putting on the damn shirt before they by slave labor in another country. Right, like so. If you were 4 women, and this is why I'm gonna calm down a little bit, Chris. I get upset because I don't play. You're a woman. You speak for women. Let me be clear. You might have a vagina, but you can go to hell. All right. I was born from a woman. I got a little sister, and there are women in my family. I will stand up for every little girl on this planet.
Real talk.
Who you are. This is what I tell people who consider themselves white. Same damn thing. You see some poor, starving black kid, a Mexican kid, or whatever. That's your son. That's your relative. If you go take care of your cousin and you tell other people, no, these black people, we're going to take care of black people. You can go to hell, black people. Y'all all can go to hell. Because first of all, you don't take care of nothing but your damn self. And obligation to look out for each other. For these little girls all over this planet because you're a human damn being and can go to hell. So, but anyway, I get the people and they just join. I get the reality is you didn't join the Girl Scouts.
No, you know what you joined. That's what I'm thinking. You know what you joined.
I don't want to hear anything about your damn health care. I don't want to hear anything about your wall. I don't want to hear anything about any of the dumb ideas you have that aren't involved in people being murdered, killed, enslaved. If we can't get the murder, don't murder. Don't enslave people. Don't starve people in Alabama, the Appalachian Mountains, DC, or Detroit, let alone Yemen or the Congo. If we can't even get that right, we can't even get right. Don't go destroy Venezuela so you can give those rights over to corporations, all the resources to corporations. You can't get the basic human sentience right. I don't give 2 damns about your white dress or anything that comes out your mouth. You're
I don't give a fuck what you wear. Really, that's what come down. I realized like we have to understand what we've been taught to value and reevaluate it. We have been taught to value a lot of bullshit. Because it came with the westernized beliefs. But people get offended when you question Western beliefs. People get offended when you question American beliefs, and it's not something that people shouldn't be getting offended. They should be openly ready to reevaluate it, knowing the history that came with American beliefs, knowing the history that came with Western beliefs. But it's deeper to the core of who we are because I'm telling you, they beat it in their head that we were so different. They beat it in their head that we were supposed to live based off of these differences, and we believed them. And we still carry those beliefs. So black people believe they have to live off of the differences that they're black. I'm black, they white. I don't give a fuck about them. Some white people still believe they have to live off of I'm white, they're black, I don't give a fuck about them. And then again, like I say it all the time, Americans with the international beliefs. Oh, I'm American, fuck Mexicans, build the wall. You know what? Build the wall. And then the people that don't want them to build a wall, like, oh, they're immigrants. They're not no fucking immigrants. They're family. Them names, them labels is all their shit. We're casting spells on each other when we use that shit. Family, that is it. Family. What's up, family? My family, how you doing? Family, it's all love. You're not a liberal in my eyes. I don't see you as a progressive. I don't see you as a conservative. I see you as family. I'm tired of this. Oh, I gotta be Chris. You don't want to be a progressive. Oh, you're not cool. You're not a liberal. You're not worthy to be with us. You're not. Hey, bro, you're not a conservative. You didn't vote for Trump. Well, you're against America. You hate America. And it's like I get different shit from different people, and I'm tired of it because it's like, no, I'm neutral. I fuck with everybody. I don't have no sides. I want to learn from you. I want to learn from you. I want to learn from them. And if you don't want to learn from them, that's not going to stop me from wanting to learn from them. That's going to slow me down from wanting to go out and engage with people because I'm a progressive, so I gotta follow the code of progressivism. We don't associate with Donald Trump people. And it's like, yo, I never was weird to the point where it's like, yo, I'm giving loyalty to a system that has never given loyalty to me. I'm giving loyalty to a label that is complete misrepresentation of my beliefs. Okay. When it comes to the word progress, I'm all about progress, but in a certain kind of way. And it ain't the systematic kind of way where I say, oh, I'm gonna let these rich people decide what we're gonna do because I'm gonna vote and I'm gonna give them all control. And I'm gonna fight with my brother and sister about the people we voted for because that's what really matters. It matters who you voted for. Oh, and it's like this. What matters all this whole time, what matters is still the issues that are going on. They haven't changed, really, G. They haven't changed, brother. For the last 20 years, the issues haven't really changed. Immigration, economics, war, healthcare, the issues are still the same. You know what I mean? But we are arguing about the faces.
Right. It's basics. It's value. That's why nothing's changed. We don't got the basics right. You know, and I'm not against healthcare. People get upset when I say it. No, I'm not. Listen, you know what I believe in? You don't let people die, right? That's not by you putting bullets in them or you running them over with tanks or you starving them in Venezuela or you letting them die. You got a machine or some medication that can save their life. My point is, you know, we take things that are important, values that everybody has, everybody was raised on. All of our grandparents are turning over in our graves because we're dumb as a bag of bricks. All the values of taking care of community, taking care of our nation, taking care of the world, we've turned our backs on. So we toss out the values anytime somebody says, well, you conservative or progressive or Democrat or Republican or America or Venezuela or immigrant, any of these dumb things all get you to sell out on the values that your grandparents tried to put in.
Real shit.
That's why nothing's changed, is because you're voting for people who work for corporations that don't give two damns about the things that you value, and you're willing to sell. I don't sell out none of my values. Like I said, I get behind my Trump people, man. I protect them all day. I protect them all day. And the only reason why I protect them, not that I always agree with them, is because you attack them.
If you attacking them. I don't like that shit.
I'm getting my sister back. You know, the same thing.
You know what I mean? I had to step back. I was a part of that. I was attacking, or not attacking. I was almost attacking. You know what I mean?
We all do. But by the same token, with my Trump folks, when they go for the Clinton folks, I get that back. You know,
we was tag teaming on the Clinton folks, though.
I am on
tag team on the Clinton folks, though.
Whatever sovereignty you're taking in, and it's not that I agree with the Clinton people. I don't agree with that. My point is that, you know, if we're not handling things like adults, we ain't going to get anywhere. If we don't actually stand up for the values that we pretend to have in front of our kids or in church on Sunday or whatever we're doing, when we go to the Me Too festival or the Me Too convention, right? If we don't actually put into practice that we actually do give a damn about that value as opposed to people seeing us give a damn about it, you know, then that, but the thing is, I believe in sovereignty, right? Okay. I believe that everybody is perfect on this planet but me. I think that who's in the room tonight?
You said everybody's perfect. Gee, shut up. You perfect. We all perfect in just a sense of nature. We perfect in a sense of nature. You know,
this is how I look at it. Like I look at the comments in the room. Sister Nikki, I think that she believes exactly what she's supposed to. Everything based on her experiences in life, what she's had to deal with, and what she's gone through. Brother Donald believes everything he's supposed to. Brenda, who else is in the room? Diane, Kimberly, Bill. I believe that all of you are perfect. Brother Chris, I think you're exactly where you need to be. The only person that I need to be focused on and changing is me.
Okay.
Everybody is perfect. And my goal is, and I even accept that I've become what I've become because my nurturing and my black privilege and by the way, because of my computer software engineering privilege, because of my American privilege, because
all types of privilege,
I use my privileges. I used them. I had good daddy privileges. I had a good mommy privilege.
Okay.
I had, grew up in Maryland privilege.
He was doing it. Yeah, me too a little bit. I was privileged, motherfucker, G. I learned because I was privileged.
Right. So, but these things made me into who I am and my experiences that I had in my indoctrination. And so my goal is to be a better me tomorrow, right? My goal is to look at what I did wrong tomorrow, not at what you say the Trump voters did wrong, or what you say the Clinton voters did wrong, or you say what America's doing wrong. Like, my goal is to upgrade me.
Real shit. Talk about
you upgrade you, but and that's what I mean when I say that, is everybody's perfect. To me, everybody, because I'm not going to fix my problems in your mirror, but I believe in some of that, Brother Bill.
That was real though. That was beautiful, because you know what? That's kind of how I be looking at it. Even though I'm going to just agree with you, because it makes so perfect sense. Like, everybody's perfect how they are. That's when I step outside, I don't step outside like, oh, man, motherfuckers is this and that. No, and I'm like, yo, I love it. Let's get to it. Let's love the world, get engaged, and you just get in this shit because the world is just crazy. But that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? We are all where we kind of need to be right now. All the things that have transpired in the history up to this point has put us where we need to be as people. We've gone through a lot of bullshit. We've dealt with a lot of drama, division, separation, mental instability, all types of economic instability, or whatever the case is. But we're kind of where we need to be at as people, because we're learning, I guess. We're learning, but not just about the things that are going on, but about ourselves. I think people are starting to learn more about themselves with all this bullshit that's going on, because I honestly think people are evaluating the situation a little bit more. They're trying to get the clarity that they need, and it's just a whole bunch of deception that is out there aimed towards us. The deception with all the labels and the materialism and just the things on TV, government, whatever. But if we could just find a way to communicate better as people, we can, I guess, kind of start to align our actions, in a better way as a community. Because individually, we can, become into this better person, or try to work to strive to perfection. We can strive to perfection, but we have to still connect to the whole. We have to apply that connection to the whole. You know what I mean? Because it's like, we're still a piece of the grand puzzle. You're a piece, I'm a piece, everybody out there is their piece, and we're individual. See, that's the thing. We're an individual piece. You dig what I'm saying? And the puzzle ain't no box. It's just one grand puzzle. And all we are is one little individual piece. We need to find a way to make that piece shine. It's about shining. It's about the sun. It's about giving off light and all that good stuff, or whatever. But if that one individual piece applies itself to the puzzle in a shining manner, I mean, we know how the fucking sun and the shade and the shit like that work. It'll shine to the pieces around it. We need to be the individual piece to shine to the pieces around it, because if the pieces around us get a little bit of that light upon the darkness, they'll see what they should be made. They'll probably see something that they need to see, to where they can get in touch with that light, and then, try to strive for that application to the puzzle in the form of light. So now they can shine to the pieces around them. That's what the kids, that's why I really care about the kids so much, because the kids, I think, are birthed in light. I think they're birthed with light, because they don't have all that division and separation and googly stuff that we have in our minds. They're free from it, so they're trying to understand and learn and just do whatever the fuck they want to do, because they're free. You know what I mean? They feel like they run the world. We have to feel like children again when it comes to wanting to learn, wanting to I guess in the youth mind, they're yearning to understand. So they're always asking questions. You know what I mean? Sometimes they might overstep the boundaries and make mistakes, but they're still trying to, get it right, learn. Somebody has to be there maybe to correct them. Somebody has to be there to correct. And as adults, we have to take hold of that. We have to be open to correction. We still, as an adult, I still need correction to this day. You know what I mean? I'm open to it. I'm not saying, no, shut the fuck up. You worry about yourself. I'm better. I'm good. I don't need you to. No, I'm like, yo, yeah, tell me about myself, because guess what? I'm gonna tell you about yourself too. But in love, you know, because I love you, because you're my brother, we family. You know what I mean? It's like that's how I try to build with the people around me, because I realize that there's a lot of light missing, because we all were taught to think darkness. When we think darkness, we only see darkness, and when we see darkness, guess what? We live a life acting out darkness. You know, even though we are in the perfect form of being in this and in the perfect world. We just have to continue to elevate our understanding to get closer to the light, man. It's in us. It's in us. Like I was talking to a good sister of ours, Sister Helena, the love one of the love doctor, Sister Helena, and she was
Helena love.
Yeah, the love. She was just saying, man, this shit made so much sense. She was like, we got to really dig. You know, you got to really dig for the light within you. It's not. It's so many layers that we have to dig up and get out of there. You know what I mean? Because we've been indoctrinated to believe this, and that, and everything is just consumed our minds. We have to get that stuff out of there to get to the light that says, look, no more. I'm not going to fight with people no more. I'm not going to take on to the political jargon no more. I'm not going to worship these false idols anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not going to worship anything but life. I'm worshiping life, and life is family. Connection, you know what I mean? The people around me, they make me better. You feel me? The people, the things, the natural things around me make me better. You know, and you getting a little midnight on me, but we got to elevate the love. DG is love, and now people see me posting. They're like, Chris, you're always posting this stuff that's borderline offensive and this and that. And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm just doing that to stir the shit up, to make you think a little bit, to deprogram. The division is in there, you know, and it's just lost. You could type anything and people will jump around. You can bring anybody out the woods, G. You could bring it. I could bring people out the woods all day, but it's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to understand how we're wired to believe, because I want to understand how to apply my light in the best form that I can apply my light. You know, in that way, I look and say, you know what, Chris? You don't have to be a progressive. You don't have to be a liberal. You don't have to be a Democrat. You don't have to be political to apply the light. You know what I mean? You don't have to entertain that shit to apply the light. You know, you only have to care about people. And it's not no certain group of people. You don't got to be black and proud and say, oh, I'm black and this, and I just care about black people, and I'm standing for black people first. You know? I mean, I understand that as a black man, that the struggles I've dealt with, many people haven't experienced and dealt with it, but people have dealt with their own struggles. But the struggle we're dealing with now is a mental one. You know what I mean? It's a mental one that has separated us as people. We have to connect again. You know, that's all I'm looking. I want to just connect with everybody, man. You know, I love all people, and I just think people are so beautiful in their own individual uniqueness. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, to me, it comes down to sovereignty. I like that word. I love the word sovereignty. The only reason
sovereignty. Okay.
Yeah, I like the word sovereignty, because anytime you say it, you get in trouble.
And it has a good ring to it.
And anytime you start talking about sovereign citizen, you know, you're supposed to be an anarchist, and they censor you. Like anything that the powers that be don't like is probably the right idea. Anything the empire, you know, fights against, you know, love, working together, it's probably the right idea. But it's that sovereignty, right? It's that old free will thing. It's the thing that everybody was given, you know, to lead their own lives and go their own ways. And so tend to disagree with people when they give up on somebody else's sovereignty, right? When they give up on getting behind their neighbor, their countrymen, another country, you know, in terms of being able to self-determine, make choices, right? If it breaks the law of free will, I'm not for it, right? And within peace, right? If a peaceful person is doing something peaceful, you have no rights to change them, stop them, or do anything to them. One of my angst, if we can go back to kind of the whole policing thing, like I don't think police are the problem, is we broke policing. The laws broke policing because we need to delete like 99% of them. But it's this idea that violence is normal, right? The idea that other people don't have free will. Like, let me ask you a question. If a police officer is serving a citation to you for, I don't know who knows what, you pull over on the side of the street, I don't know, you don't have no license tags, your license and your speed, whatever, and you just decide, you know what, I don't feel like this today, you just speed off down the road and you don't stop. That police officer, what is the motivation to chase you? What is the motivation to take out a gun and stop you? What is the motivation to throw out the call in APB, and go to tracks the spikes in the road in front of you and do a roadblock? Like, this is some old Dukes of Hazzard bull shizzle. Yeah. We have the technology to catch anybody at any time, anywhere. There is no reason for a police officer to use violence against you ever unless you are acting violent. If the police can't stop you and they need to give you a citation, what the police need to do is say, okay, all right, we're gonna get you later.
We're gonna get you later. Yeah, we ain't got him now. Damn, we ain't doing nothing. He ain't provoking.
Why am I gonna chase you like a thug? Why am I gonna pull out my gun and force you to get on your knees? Why am I? There's no reason to have violent police officers anymore. There's no reason for us to have violence against each other because you're not going anywhere. You got accounts, you got bills to pay, you got to pay your Comcast, your Verizon. You live home. They know where you're not going anywhere.
You ain't doing nothing.
But we believe in these concepts of violence. And we allow violent legislators to keep running based in violating creatures with free will and sovereignty. So it's not just we do it, it's just in a technological age where no one can get away if they don't want. There's not a crime that happens in America they don't know about. They don't get all. It's just that when people get raped or shot or killed, it's not worth them going into the data. It's not worth the investment, but they know it all. So some people are evolving and others aren't. And I have to say that I've gotten to a point where I am evolving out of violence. I don't believe in forcing anybody to do anything they don't want to do. How many people get killed if police officers were just policing the population? They were policing violence with their gun and the billy clubs and the tasers. But civil matters, right? Everything, because they got federal and they got civil. They're different types of laws, but something that's civil, you're being peaceful, there's no reason for anyone to use force against you. That's what we have to get back to. We have to get back to making good decisions, being able to talk and negotiate and talk people down, not take out a gun and put them to the knees. And so it's not just police, it's us. We still believe in taking people's free will and their sovereignty anytime we don't agree with them. So the same brutality I see that people cry about is the same brutality they level against voters. The same
that is true.
Brutality they level. They're different. Of course, they're different levels of violence. You know what I mean? They're different levels.
Violence is still violence.
Right, but violence is still violence. You either have people who are talking to create a solution or people who are using their force because they got a gun or they got more people to force another creature, another sovereign creature, to do what they want them to do. But we got to evolve out of this idea that people don't have free will and they don't have sovereignty.
Yeah, and it's messed up, man. It's like, as you're saying that, I was just thinking, like, it makes perfect sense though that people think that way because that's what this country was birthed in. Violence. Every step of the way. What did this country use to get its way? Violence. Every step of the way in the United States American political circus, there's been violence.
Right.
We've never this is so sad. Now I'm realizing I didn't even think about it, but I'm thinking about it now. We've never experienced a time where in American society we've had, I don't want to say just peace outright, but a non-violent mentality. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is a mentality where where violence wasn't normalized, where we were shown, because think about it, in education, before we went to school, we might have watched cartoons with violence, movies with violence, something on TV showed us violence. Maybe we're raising homes that was violent, some people with their families, whatever the case is. But when we went to school, they educated us that violence is okay. Yeah, American Civil War. Yeah, we fought and we died. We killed 1 billion people, and it doesn't matter. Don't worry about all those millions of people we killed. It was for liberty. Normalization of violence.
Rockets, red glare, the bombs bursting in it.
And they do.
To the light. the flag was still there.
Now, if you think about it,
people murdered all the street, but the flag was still there.
The flag was still there. Did you understand? You know what I mean? They made a spectacle of violence. Yeah. So they made us feel like, hey, it's okay to use force sometimes to make sure people are in line. It's okay to put people in line with force. So now when you look at the homes and the woman and the man, they putting people, the woman getting all this domestic violence crap is because it was normalized. We have to stop acting as if the people in today's time and the way they think isn't a byproduct of the system of operation that we live in. There was always violence. And until we changed, until we I don't want to say revitalize, because no, until we reform the system or just get rid of it and start a new one altogether, there will always be violence because this system was always running on violence. We haven't had a system that wasn't killing or stealing or abusing or using or doing something and killing somebody. You know what I mean? And then the system taught us to kill each other. Think about that. Hey, take this gun. If they do you wrong, kill them. You have that power. You have a gun. We normalize violence. We told you what it means to have a gun. We indoctrinated you to believe the power you have with the gun. We told you that you're a superhero. Yeah. And the kids believe it because they don't know nothing else. They don't know peace. They don't know right. They don't understand right from wrong, really, as we say they do. They don't understand the education they're learning because they're learning violence. And they see that, hey, if the country can get away with violence, the country did it and got away with it. The country is still doing it and getting away with it. Yeah. Why wouldn't the kids think it's okay? The country is telling the country is selling violence on the damn TV. Join the army, join the. I'm looking at this shit like, hold the hell. Because when I was young, it had me. I'm like, yo, that shit cool. Oh shit, they in ships. They got guns. They running down on this. I'm like, oh shit, that shit is cool. I want to do that.
They got music and rock and roll.
They got the music go. You know how they got the score to go with everything.
You can do it in the army. What you want to be. And
I was like, yo, I want to be in the army.
Can I bees all I can bees? I need to be some bee too. I want some bees all as I can be.
This is the thing, though. We have a history. My family was all of my family, army, because it was normalized to them, you know. But also, not only was it normalized, but some people had to do. They got drafted. They say, "Oh, you gotta go." You know what I mean? If you don't go, you're going to jail. And you know how that went. But it's been to the point where we haven't communicated realistically about it. Everybody's like, "Oh, the gun is the gun control, gun control." No, it's not gun control. It's mind control. Stop educating the kids to be sick and demented to where they believe in this stuff. Brother G left or something? What's going on? I don't even know. But Brother G's off. But I was just saying, man, it's real out here. We got to elevate the way we think and communicate. I want to see some comments. I understand the movement, just not the choice of attire is all. Okay, Bill, you're talking about the yellow vest movement, I believe. He's talking about the yellow vest movement. He said the yellow vest ain't it. I believe that's what Bill said. It's funny. Bill talking about the yellow vest movement. He said he don't believe he likes the move, but not the attire because it's the safety vest for work.
Bill got jokes.
He's funny. He's so funny, man. So funny. But no, it's real though, man. We have to get off that violence, man. We got to get away from it. It done got our minds trapped. We want to fight all day. You know what I mean? They say, oh, if you got problems with somebody, little kid, fight them, fight. And it's like, no, man, I'm done fighting. I'm tired. Adults want to fight. Adults think it's cool to be fighting out grown folk out in life fighting. Oh, I'm mad at you. Oh, you're mad at me. I'm mad at you too. Let's fight it. What kind of we're and this is grown. It's crazy.
I don't blame any of the kids. I don't blame
hell no
at all. But the kids are violent. They join gangs and they listen. I don't blame the kids at all. Every last kid in every gang. Every skinhead, every white nationalist, every Crip, every blood, every triad, all of them, up to the age of 27. 27, right. That's different. But 26,
when you're 27, that's your fault.
Before you got that frontal lobe and you're making human decisions and you actually aren't making decisions based on indoctrination and your violent nation telling you how to solve problems with violence. But everybody under the age of 26, all of them.
Real shit,
they all are direct products of their society, their environment, and their government. And the government's their daddy, and the daddy ain't got no business putting none of them in prison or chastising any of them.
Right.
Solving problems the same way the bastards in the white shirts do in Congress.
No, you said something funny. Look, this is crazy.
I'm so sick of the white shirts.
You said the government's our daddy, and you know, this is what this, you just did it, man. You just did it for me. The government's our daddy, right? We've been living a life under our daddy's guidance the whole damn time. And we've been missing mother. Still, you did it, man. The
daddy been bad.
And mother ain't been nowhere around. Because our mothers and our real life mothers and fathers was listening to daddy. You get what I'm saying? Even and this is crazy because our mothers in the United States political system have never had their true voice. Come on, y'all. No, can't. This is facts. This is so. Listen, the mothers is not violent.
Nope.
The mothers wasn't violent. They was nurturing, caring, loving, concerned, and they're still concerned. But guess what? You gotta listen to daddy, because daddy controls everything. So we've been the mother. This whole
wait a minute. Hang on. Like, you got me on something. Hold on.
You told you doing it.
And women weren't in government and they had no damn voice.
Oh my God.
We found some violent bastard killer women who would wear some white shirts and murder kids in Yemen, weapons to the Congo to rape entire towns of women, to destroy the safety of Honduras and create a word called femicide. Women are murdered and less than 5% of any of the murders ever even get investigated by the police. They found some women to be the psychopathic, psychologically needing a straitjacket pedophilia men.
This is real. This is real.
Women,
this is real. Gee, you doing it?
Sell out everything about being a mother and a woman and a lover of the environment and until they can find women to sell out and become some murdery bastards. Women had no place in government.
Gee, you doing this real talk. Think about how they set up the government. Think about the children in the system. They ain't cared for right way because it's the men leading this shit. The woman ain't leading the show. The men is telling the woman what to do. The men had convinced the woman to act as the man acts. You know what I mean? In an authoritative state of mind, but now, see, the woman still has that. The woman still possesses the natural state of thought, I believe. You know, the natural state of concern, nurturing, love. They still possess that deep. They possess it deeper than us men do, I believe. But the thing is,
they do. And before that becomes a debate, let's be clear. I agree with you. I agree with the perspective. If you make a life, there's still more in you that treasures life more than the creatures that don't have that life inside of them. Like if you just think just the physics of it, right? Just the physiological nature of it, right? If you're making a life and you're carrying that life and you're nurturing that life for 9 months, you are probably more predisposed to having more respect for the life than one who isn't. And that, to me, that's just basic. It should be basic common sense.
Basic, bro.
We got a lot of psychopathic women, obviously, and they're all in Congress. But I agree with you. They are more predisposed to having more care and concern for life than what the males do.
Yeah, that's true. That's so, bro. That's what I figured out when I ain't figured this shit out. It's been history, but I started to understand that more when I started to look at my son and I started to look at his mother. And I'm like, man, this woman be driving me crazy, bro. Like, driving me, what is the beef with this? But then I understood why. Because the society wasn't designed the way it should have been for the woman. You know what I mean? It wasn't designed to cater to the woman. It was designed to cater to, it wasn't even designed to cater to the man, really. It was designed to cater to business. Business doesn't cater to life. Business caters to the material world. We are birthed into the spiritual realm, you know what I mean? In the physical body, of course, but the spiritual realm in the physical world. But we've spent our life catering to the material world. The business mentality has reigned supreme. So now the daddy of the system has found a way. I don't know how the fuck they did it. Psychologically, they knew what they was doing. They threw money out there. They threw things. They threw the jewels. They used the jewels, the glitz and glamour. Look, we're rich. We're affluent. We're this and we're that. This is what you should aspire to be, like good men. And then they used religion. Look up to man. Look up to a man. Look up. And I'm thinking, wait, where did the woman fit into all this structuring of this system? Where did the woman have a say in all the structuring of not only the political system, but religion? I tried to look through the history of women in religion, and I had to go back thousands of years to find a woman in religion. You know what I mean? And it's like, wait a minute, why has this been left out? Because it makes sense. You said it. This it
makes sense.
To daddy. You know what I mean?
Well, how does your president win? How does your president win? They got to be willing to sell out, or the government has to have enough on them, the cronies, to know that they'll be a cold-blooded killer. How do you get in the Crips? How do you get in the Bloods? How do you become a skinhead? You don't show up as Point Dexter. And
I want to be good.
Right. You got to be willing, or they got to have something on you that they know they can make you a killer. And so I got my picture up. Y'all see the picture? Y'all see the gesture? They got looking like the Klan all up in. They got the white shirts.
Disinterested.
And I'm just like, I'm against gestures. Like, I don't believe in that crap. Like, if you're a killer, you're a killer. And if you're in Congress to do good, then you should be protesting the violence. You actually can stand up for anything most mothers on this planet do. And they do a damn thing. They just do these gestures, and then when the law comes up to invade Venezuela, they vote for it. That's
real shit.
I don't, Chris. I gesture. Everyone's got their gestures. We got gestures. Now we're okay. We got our gestures. We're murdering children all over the world, but we got our gestures. We got our gestures. We feel good about ourselves. We can go home.
Oh my God!
I'm not into gestures, bro. I don't give two damns about your gestures. I don't.
Right, man. But hey, they have people watching. As long as people are watching and feeding into it, they'll keep doing it, man. They're gonna keep winning. They're gonna keep doing it as long as they know people are viewing. As long as the voting numbers is near 50%, they're gonna keep frauding. They're gonna fraud. You know what I mean? As long as people are entertaining this stuff, they're gonna fraud. As long as people see, that's the thing. As long as people give money, they're gonna do whatever the hell they need to do to get that money. You know what I mean?
It's about money. That's the only.
People don't understand when it's about that check. When it's about no, people do understand. When you go to work, if you're doing something you don't love, or if you're doing something you just aligned yourself with in the career, whatever, you put on a representation of yourself. Emotional, it's not that fun, loving, spontaneous, crazy person that you probably really are outside of your job. You going to work the front. You put on the front because you put on the front for that check. You know what I'm saying? And now, what do you think the politicians are doing? They putting on the front for that check. So they'll do whatever they have to do to keep that position. Just like you going to do whatever you do. You're going to shut your mouth. You're not going to talk about what your company is doing wrong. You're not going to call out your company for this stuff they're doing against the people. You're not going to stand with the people against the company because they're paying your bills.
Right.
Politicians, they're getting their bills paid. We have to do something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's all about the money. It's all about the green. Like, we know that. We know money makes the world go round. But until, people, they get emotional and they get into, like I said, the gestures, they
gestures,
political parties, and they forget they looted damn sense, and they think voting makes the world go round, and is make and it doesn't. Just money does, right? Why are we going to Venezuela? And it's not even that the politicians hate Venezuelans. It's not that why are we destroying Honduras? Not because they hate Honduras. Why are we killing all over? That's not because they hate Africa. Why are we doing it? Because we allow them to do it, and they want the money.
Right.
That's just how it goes, honey. They want the money. We allow them to do it. We keep voting. We're cheering. We're posting 2020s. And so a lot of people are going to get murdered in Venezuela. I think they got caught them funneling weapons now.
Right.
Maduro, he's stopping the aid carrier coming in the country. Yeah. And people are like, oh, he's a monster. And
what he was saying when he did that was that he don't want no support from the Western countries. He don't want no help from the Western countries because he's not compromising what he stands on. The Western countries was trying to send support to, oh, we did this, you know how they do. It's so deceptive, man. You know what I mean? They try to do that in Libya.
All right, but besides the fact they're gonna sneak guns in, right? They're gonna put tanks in between the rice and the food, nigga.
You already know.
I was like, he knows what
bomb, man. You already
right.
know.
The CIA is already in the country. They're getting ready to start a revolt.
Yes,
they are. What they're going to do is they're going to create terrorists in Venezuela. Like, that's the goal right now. We did it with ISIS and Al Qaeda, and now we're going to go. We've done it all over Africa. We did it all over Latin America. We did it all
in South America.
Now we're going to go form a terrorist organization in Venezuela to start a revolt and get a bunch of people murdered. And it's just money. We agree with them killing for money, and so the U.S. government kills for money. That's just real talk. That's just how
that's just what it is. But this was sad because people will actually try to justify it. You know what I mean? People try to justify like it's nothing. It's okay because I don't know. It's like I can't wrap my mind around what people are saying or think. I can't wrap my mind around how people are thinking. Because when we communicate and you debate or you do something, or no, you're talking to someone and it comes political and they're talking about their views, and you might bring up war, like, yeah, well, what do you know? What do you care about the war here? And what do you know about Libya or Iraq and this and that? You start bringing up maybe 9/11. People still haven't searched for truth about 9/11, but bring up all these different aspects and events that have taken place in modern times. Mm-hmm. And look at it like nonchalant. Oh, well, that's part of the problem when those countries are ran by bad people. That's what happens when those countries have bad presidents and bad rulers. That's what happens when yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like, wait a minute. Oh, they need democracy. We need to bring those people democracy. That's what they need. It's like, what are you talking about? This is full-blown American indoctrination being communicated, and like until it's so hard because, like you said, it starts when you're young. These people you don't join the Democratic Party if you have the right information. You don't join the Republican Party if you don't join the KKK if you have the right information. You know what I'm saying? You join these groups because you've been told to believe a specific way. You've been told to live. You've been told to develop your mind in the belief of hate, division, Black people. I was told to live my life divided. You know what I mean? No. Do all you need to do in the system, but still don't trust white people. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute. Don't trust white people or don't trust the system. You know what I mean? They're telling me to trust the system, but don't trust the white people that didn't have nothing to do with making the system. And I'm like, hold that doesn't make no sense.
It don't make no sense. But it's not, but it doesn't have to when it's emotional and tribal. It doesn't have to. They've already raised you to hate white people, and they raised some white people to hate you, and it makes sense now. You're on that team, they're on this team, and so what did happen is what we have the pitch I put right there. That's why it happened.
And you play sports, just ignore all the sports.
Yeah, everything's a tailgate party, right? I'm just on this team, so I'm gonna paint my face red, I'm gonna yell and scream, and I'm gonna wear my horns or whatever. And everything you say is wrong, not because you got any facts or data or people dying. It's just this is my team.
This is my team.
This is my team, right? And they literally steal people's identity.
Yeah.
They literally bought you and you believe them. They told you who you are, what you believe, why you believe it, who you'll argue with, you'll live, that you'll work your entire life, and then you will die poor.
Yeah.
Told you, and they gave you your entire identity. And you believed it. You believed it. Tailgate party, you bought some beer and hot dogs, and you got the truck, and you went off. And we could be building a better world.
Could be right now.
We're all playing football.
We're playing for national OSG, and it's so real because it's so sad, but it makes perfect sense. People are emotional about that sports. They're emotional about the sports teams. Now, when it comes to real life shit, yeah, they're going to be emotional about, especially misunderstanding and not knowing. But it's like when we align ourselves with that basic train of thought, we're just, like you said, we're cheating ourselves out of life. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't want to misrepresent myself anymore. I want to I'm trying to seek myself. Seek to know who I am outside of what I've been told, because we've all been told who we were. That's just simple case in point. We've all been told who we were all along the way. You're dumb, you're smart, you're pretty, you're ugly, you're black, you're white, you're Christian, you're Catholic, you're Muslim, you're affluent, you're poor, you're rich, this and that. You know, all these different things. We've been told who we were. You know what I mean? We haven't developed the individual understanding to just come into who we want to be. You know, but I know that we just want to be loving. You know what I mean? I know at the end of the day, we want to be loving. I know that people don't just wake up. Some people wake up ready to hate because they hate life, and that's what has happened. But I don't think they wake up ready to just hate. You know, they wake up wanting a chance to love. You know what I mean? I don't think people wake up and they feel stressed immediately. You know what I mean? Think about how fucked up that feels. I felt like that before. You know what I mean? I woke up feeling stressed because I was like, I was confused at where I stood in life. You know what I mean? And we don't have to feel like that. But when we believe what we're being told, you know what I mean? Instead of seeking what we should know, I guess what we should know, or I don't want to say what we want to know, but maybe what we need to know, we'll continue along that narrow path. You know, and that's where we're at now. We are on a very narrow path because this world is expansive. You know, the thought, our thoughts can be expansive, but we've been raised to be on a narrow path in our own minds. You know what I mean? Think about that. Like we got all this beauty around us still to this day. There's so much beauty around us, not just in life, not just in nature and animals and all that, but in people. You know what I mean? But we see the beauty in the physical things that have been, you know, manufactured to deceive us. Oh, that car is hot. Oh, that those jewels are nice. Jenny, oh my God, Jenny, those things look beautiful. Oh my God, that's amazing. Look at the diamond ring on that hand. Oh, he loves you. You know, it's like this is what we value in life. So people aspire to get that diamond ring. People aspire to get the cars that they see the people got on TV, the money that they see the rich people have. They aspire to get that. They value money. They value the material instead of the inner spiritual. Like, you know what? I'm trying to find, and I don't even know what we call it in modern times, we call it spirituality, but who knows what it's called? It could be something greater than spirituality. You know what I mean? But we only know what we've been told, and that's where we stand today.
Yeah. I guess it's called consciousness. I was looking at
consciousness.
A definition of consciousness. I'm trying to put that on the board. I'm sitting here playing with some images, but consciousness means you are not to learn from others what is right and what is wrong. There's no need to learn from anybody. You have simply to go in. Mm-hmm. The inward journey is enough. The deeper you go, the more consciousness is released. I agree 1,000%. I agree 1,000%. I think that everybody is their own individual. Like they contribute something unique to this world if they're actually exploring and finding out who they are and what they can contribute. Mm-hmm. They fit in the tailgate party, they fit on one of the fantasy football teams, and they do what fantasy football wants them to do. We live in a fake world. And I think that's the biggest problem with our nation is we have a lot of people who just aren't real. Mm-hmm. Real. They're fake people. They're literally fake people. They've been given their identity. And because of that, we all have to suffer. This is why we can't have nice things, because people don't know who they are. They don't know what they are.
We lose ourselves for the things. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I'm watching my son now, and it's so messed up because I see him losing himself because of things. And it's like, I know me. I don't play that shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know parents are getting over, he gets over on his mother because, you know, we're not together. So when he's with her, he's getting over on her because she's just let him do whatever he wants. So, you know, he's doing everything he wants to do. And
I wonder where you get that from. I wonder where you get that. Mother, he just get away with anything he wants to. I'm just sitting like, I wonder where he get that. Did that DNA come from his mama? I don't think so. He's stubborn. He got his own way.
It's so funny. But it's real though, man. It's real, man. It's like, it's sad because you see how the kids get when it comes to these things, whether it's the games, the tablets, the clothes, the TV, and all this stuff. And it's like, I see where we went wrong. You know, I see where we were lost because we were raised on like truth injustice kind of, but we were also raised on the system helping us, you know, the system helping out, you know what I mean? Because their parents were so consumed with what they had to take care of, you know what I mean? It's, today's the same thing, where the parents are so consumed with what they have to take care of that all these other things are raising the kids, you know, but the parents are still raising the kids, you know what I mean? Paying the bills and doing all that, but it's like the deeper connection with our children is missing because parents don't have the deeper connection with themselves, you know. And as I find that deeper connection with myself, I'm starting to see that it's a battle for my son, and he's only 6, and his mind is going through a war right now. I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm really vibing. I'm like, yo, this shit, because I'm trying to keep him thinking freely, but he's seeing stuff on TV. So the other day it was like, you know, I tell him this all the time. He's like, Dad, I look in the mirror and maybe my hair's a certain way. I might be ugly. Am I ugly in this? And I'm like, ugly? What the fuck? No. I'm like, yo, stop watching TV. Stop believing what you see on television. There's no such thing as ugly in this world. You know what I mean? And they're going at the children's impression of themselves now. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. 6 years old, 6-year-olds are worried about it if they're ugly or pretty. 6-year-olds right now, the mothers is putting on makeup. 6-year-olds, the fathers is adorning them in all types of materialistic gear. You know, they're making them walking advertisements. They're making them, and it's like, we have lost our way a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe a lot of it, but maybe a lot of it, but
a little bit, just only
maybe a lot of it, but we still have the potential to get it back.
Don't make me put the women in contact. We're white. We done lost our way.
A lot of bit, bro. We lost our way a lot of bit. You know what I mean?
We gone. We are in the institution.
We gone, man.
We done lost our way a little bit. We gone.
But this is the thing, Joe. I realized that, but guess what? We still breathe. As long as we're breathing, we still got it. This is what I realized. I was like, yo, man, I'm still breathing. I still got a chance. They can't get me as long as I'm breathing. You know what I mean? They can't get me, G. I'm breathing still. So I'm gonna get out there. Dude. They can't get me yet. You know what I mean? That's how we all have to feel. As long as we're breathing, we still have a chance to stand for reality and truth. Above
we don't lose many of the battles.
You know what I mean?
We didn't lose the war. We done lost the battle.
It ain't over.
We bleeding. We got guts hanging out. I'm holding on to Chris and
I'm like got one leg.
You know, it's bad bombs coming in. They got drones coming in. We got AI robots, you know, chemtrails and poison water.
Yeah.
All of that crap. It's looking bad. Don't get me wrong. It's looking bad. But you know, the war ain't over.
Right.
It ain't over to the lady in white in Congress.
Right, Ellen's right. Ellen's right. She said disconnect the damn TV. I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I don't really watch her that much anymore. It's like maybe, I don't know, a couple hours a week now. You know what I mean? Even that, I hate that. You know what I mean? Because I'm just trying to just see what else, watching for my son, really watch movies with him, but I don't even want to do that shit. You feel me? I hate the damn TV. But and it's funny, G, because the whole time I'm watching this shit, I'm telling my son, it's fake. It's fake. I'm like, son, this shit is fake. No. He's like, Dad, was that real? No, that's fake. That don't happen in real life.
It's fake. Yeah. Well, you know, but we need to have the fake conversations with the parents. They're like the adults of the problem. And you know what's crazy now is quantum physics is saying all the stuff that's fake actually is probably kind of real or it's plausible.
Yeah, real. It's real now.
And the politics is what's real to the parents. And it's like
it's real, man.
Conversations about fake politics, but yeah, I mean it's but you know the thing is kids,
it becomes real.
Man. If you think about like the games we used to play head-to-head football, and it was like a line, and this was my team. And no, I had 7 lines. I don't know how many people on the teams anymore. You got 7 lines and we play, and you get sick of that.
Right.
You want to go outside and do something real, right? Saturday morning cartoons came on. Yep. You had from 8 o'clock, maybe 7 o'clock.
8 to 12 or 7
around 11 o'clock. And that's when the real cartoons go off and the fake came on. And we're like, all right, that's it. I mean, you know, we are. You know, Sunday, we're out. I mean, but the rest of the day, Saturday, we cleaned the room, dusted the house, and did everything Mama said. We're out playing. Sunday came on, you know, we had to go to church. After church was over, we got a chance to watch Kung Fu. We watched Kung Fu. Might be some Saturday matinee.
Special movie to come on.
smack your brother in the head, do a flip or something. Don't break your neck, and that's time. But the kids, they don't have it. It's 24/7.
Yeah.
Your kids into this crap. And who was the Facebook? Wasn't it like a Facebook CEO who said that he don't even let his kids use Facebook?
Oh yeah. No, Bill. I don't know. Bill Gates. I think Bill Gates said something like that. He doesn't even let his kids use the technology he was raised on.
Because he knows that, I mean, these things are literally designed to give you endorphin responses and make you attached to them. And you know, so it's the world we live in. People aren't going to give up their technology. I think all we can do is push things in the right direction. You know, kids kind of go off a rail, pull them back. I think the greatest thing you can give a kid, though, is just critical thought.
Yeah. That's what I realized too. They love that shit too.
They like, you know what, half the time my kids will say something to me, they're older. It's like, well, you know, Dad, what do you think about whatever? And I'm like, well, what do you think?
Right.
What I think something totally different.
Yeah, it don't matter what I think. Tell me what you think. You feel me? I want to know what you think. Yeah.
Right? Now, well, try something, you know.
Right. Come up with some stuff, man.
You know, I'm kind of thinking with quantum physics, I could jump off the roof with a camera. What you think? You think you can do that? Hey, damn it, you know what? I think you should go try that.
Go try that
in the garage. I think you should go get the cake. You know, but son, you got but son, you know, every time you Superman, when I was a kid, and I saw you jump over the bush. There's something about trees or something. So if you're gonna jump off the roof, just do it on the first story part.
Right.
The bush might be part of it. Like, yeah, Dad, that might make some damn sense. That might make sense. Going on the roof. I didn't land in the bush before. I done did that, you know. But let kids learn. It's an experience. Don't do what I just said. Don't anybody do what I said. I'm a little special. But you know, I let the kids learn. Like, let them try something. You know, my son made us donuts just last night.
Okay.
Why you make donuts? I don't know how to make donuts. I'm lying. I made donuts as a kid. Go make some donuts. He went, found a recipe online, got it. Put some donuts together, made some donuts. You know, kids, but the point is, let them be critical thinkers. Let them try. Let them be exposed to the real world. Let them do real things. Get them out of the TV. But like I said, I think the only thing you can do is give them critical thought, give them experience, and if they have the ability to experience their world and critically think about it, there's not a problem they can't solve. They can solve everything. But if your child is great at math, great at science, great at English, straight A's, all of that, and they don't have critical thought, they can be the dumbest child on this planet. They can be the dumbest and there's a chance that they might not solve any damn thing. They're just going to join a tailgate party. They're going to be the race they're told to be, the religion they're told to be, the
follow. Work behind the desk the rest of their life.
And they're going to be a moron, troll, clone thing-ish thing with no identity, no real identity, for the rest of their life.
Yeah, I think too. I don't know. I gotta go soon, but I'm going to tell you this probably. I was thinking this shit the other day, right? How we so infatuated with this AI and the robots and shit like that, and they throw all this stuff in front of our faces. I was thinking like, yo, we so dumb that we don't realize that we already the robots right now. They got mugs driving around on Uber robotic style. They got, pressing a couple buttons, but they driving around doing it. They got people behind the desk putting numbers in. All you're doing is plugging numbers in. You're not really doing much thinking. You know what I mean? You're plugging numbers in. You're learning numbers. You're learning how to plug numbers in a certain type of way. You're doing it a specific type of way. Mostly at whatever business you're working, you're going by their way, But people have overlooked the fact that we've become robotic. Daily, maybe Monday through Friday, robotic style living. You know what I mean? Going to work, coming home, maybe cook food, watching TV, gotta go do it all over again. You know what I mean? Some people might be different. Driving Uber, driving people around all day. You know what I mean? And political people are robots too, because they're just speaking the script that they are told to speak, that they learn to speak. You know what I mean? But we have to just get back to the core nature of self nature. I don't know what you want to call it, but like the natural form of self or whatever the case is, to where, like you said, we're critical thinkers, to where we're not holding bias towards any side. We're not swayed towards a side. You know what I mean? We're just standing on truth and love, to where we can understand each other,
Not thinking is easy. Not thinking is easy. Not thinking, it's devastating to the planet. It's devastating to ecosystems. It's devastating to those of the with no voice and the poorest on this planet. But not thinking is easy. You know, keeping your fantasy world is convenient, right? And so for the same reason, like going along with your analogy, we are robots. We know we're cyborgs from the beginning. You will never stop AI, robots, whatever. We've been losing our lot for a long time.
Yeah.
They made the wheel, we embraced the wheel, we embraced the cart. They made the car, we embraced that. And, you know, we're always merging with our technology. They give us smartphones, that's not going away. You know, we are definitely being, you know, our society's being orchestrated, right? It's being driven. And people are thinking less. You know, an example I'll give is actually I got into a good discussion with my brother.
Okay.
About we have these text message things, been the family every now and then they go out there, all the kids are on them and everything. And every now and then somebody will post something political. And me, I don't let anything slip. Right? I'm not a slipper. And I think what it was, I think they posted something about blackface. And somebody else in the White House in blackface. And so first of all, I have to clarify, you know, I'm not going to let your fantasy that Donald Trump is this racist guy. Isn't the most racist killer of everybody, because the only color they see is green, and everybody else they can murder. And they've been that every administration. So I just posted the picture of Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, you know, and their blackface and the Klan, and you know, and I said, oh, you know, other than them, who else? You know, and I just said, triggered. You know, and I said something to the effect of,
I was probably triggered.
I'm not so concerned with the black faces in the White House as I am with the black faces the White House is always bombing all the planet. And the white faces and the yellow faces and the purple faces,
all types of faces,
put a green in their pocket. So and then we got into this discussion about, well, you know, not everybody, you know, wants to live in that reality. You know, not everybody wants to see that, Gerard, on the text message. I say, listen, here's the deal. My kids are on that text chat thing. I'm not going to let you spread your false reality.
Real talk.
Let you spread your lies and your bigotry, your decided ignorance. If you put something out, I'm putting mine back out. We said,
real talk.
Stuff, you know, people don't want to hear it, and they don't want to be on the text chat. And I said, well, you know what? If somebody doesn't want to see the real world, that's a problem I can't help.
Yeah, I
can't solve. And he said, well, why are you trying to change people? Why are you trying to? I said, you know what? I said, I honestly don't care. I honestly don't care if you change. You know, part of me doesn't think we make it anyway. You know, but what I'm not going to do is, I got a job to do, right? And here's my point to him. He's like, yeah, but sometimes you don't have to say it. And I said, well, okay, here's my point. And he's a teacher. He's a chemistry teacher. And I said, if a child walks in your classroom and says, lead is fake news, it's not on the element chart and the earth is flat. I said, are you going to let that ride? You know, you got 30 other students in the classroom. Are you going to let that ride and just be quiet about it? Or are you going to say something? He said, well, I'll say something. Yeah, so yeah, you will say something. Why? Because it's your job to educate the children. It's your job as a teacher to make the next generation live in the real world so they can make real things, so we can get to a real place. I said, the reason I speak up anytime I hear some lies or one-sided BS or whatever, the reason I get the Trump people's back and I'll get the Clinton people's back or whatever's going on is because I live in a real world and I need the people around me to live in a real world. It is my job to live in reality and do real things. You know, and if we don't take that on as our job and actually stand up, you know, I don't push it on people. You don't want to talk to me, you don't have to talk to me. But if it becomes a topic, it's going to be a topic based in reality.
Yes, sir.
Flat Earth is not my reality. I don't believe in flat Earth. I got a lot of friends who do, and I'm with that. But it's not my reality. So when you start talking about flat Earth, I'm going to start talking about the roundness of the Earth. When you start talking about how Donald Trump is this bad guy, we've never seen nothing this bad in the White House, I'm going to explain that your nation has always been a joke. So Joker as a president, you know, if that's what he is, you know, I'm saying that's what I'm just saying that you know, we have to be honest and we got to speak with integrity. We have to build a real world. And our number one job, absolute number one job, is to leave this planet better than how we found it. And we don't do that letting people live in fake realities. And
yeah, that's so true. And that was a good point you made too.
Last thing he said to me, he said, yeah, but when you do it, you know, we can't have a chat with everybody on the family. I said, if people don't care about the reality you live in, and they don't want to hear what's pressing on your heart and your passion, you may really want to rethink who you're calling family.
Right. We'll talk.
People really don't care about where you're passionate. Like, I've got really passionate people in my family, and I couldn't give two damns about half the things they're passionate about. Oh, they're telling me about this new basketball player, supposed to be 6'2", got this afro something, and he plays with Duke or whatever. This real dark.
Yeah, everybody's talking about.
Nothing about it, right? Yeah. I like to play basketball. I'm not so interested in watching people play basketball. Yeah. But you know, but you want to tell me about? All right, I'm all ears. It's got you excited.
I'll listen. I'm
listening. Why? Because you're a human being. I love you. When I'm walking on the street and a homeless guy wants to talk to me, guess what I do? I talk to him.
Right.
Yes, you see what I'm saying? If you're telling me that I have time to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, damn, sometimes turn it to 45 minutes,
30.
To the brother on the street, the wino, whatever you want to call it.
Real talk.
And people in your family don't want to hear your passion about trying to fix the world and save things and promote what's real, not what's fantasy. There's just another problem there that you know that needs to be addressed. Not really your problem, but anyway. I just put that.
No, that's real though. That's definitely real. I'm glad you said that, because we have to make sure that we continue to talk about the things from a realistic standpoint. You know, we have to try to stay away from those political narratives, you know what I mean, or the governmental narratives, or mainstream media way of narrative of thinking. You know, we have to think with a clarity that can, you know, constantly evaluate new things that happen. You know, when you get new information, like you were just saying, you know, when did you go into class and tell the chemist that lead is not going to be on what'd you say it was, the elemental chart or something like that? The science teacher has to stand up. If he doesn't, he's allowing the misbelief to reign supreme, I guess you could say, you know, or not, I don't really call it misbelief, but the misinformation to reign supreme in the mind of another. We have to at least give the other view of the information in the way that people can take the time to digest both sides, you know, so they can digest the reality and they can digest the fantasy, you know, and then they can choose what they want to believe or what they want to, you know, go forward with, you know, but we have to speak this stuff into existence. You know what I mean? We can't just be quiet and silent about it. That's what American government wants us to do. No, don't talk and complain. Don't speak on what's going on. Talk along the lines that we've created. Talk from the Republican and Democratic standpoint. Talk from the liberal and progressive. Christopher, your forefathers would love you if you just keep it politically correct. Keep it. And I'm like, this not what I was. I don't think I was born to be politically correct. I don't think any of us was. You know what I mean? And I don't think we were born to submit ourselves into this system and our children. But we just have to elevate our communication and elevate our critical thinking. And maybe we can start to see the lights. The lights will come on. You know, when people, because people care. Some people, like you said, people are passionate maybe about the wrong things. You know what I mean? But we have to give them a new way of, I don't know. I'm going to say a new passion, a new way of being passionate about. We have to give them something different to be passionate about. But we can't do that as long as we're divided, because they won't see the beauty of the unification of people. You know what I mean? They will only see it from the narrative that's like, oh, look at that interracial relationship. Look at those interracial daters going against their color. Oh, look at them. They went against theirs. It's like, yo, this is the way people think. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't give a damn how people think about this type of stuff, because it's all fake anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like, what the hell is wrong with me? I get it, but it's like, damn. They brainwashed us. They brainwashed us good. You know what I mean? That's what I realized. They did us good, but
you know what? Fear loves company. Like
in misery.
And if I'm miserable and I'm lost in my bigoted racial world, I want you to be lost in it too.
Right.
If I can't go marry somebody who loves me and takes, looks out for me and has my back because they're not my race, because I can't tolerate how people look at me, then I don't want you to be happy either. I'll take an abusive husband, that's my race, than somebody who's not. When people say ignorant things, you can't really pay it no mind. My heart, when people say stuff like that, I know people say stuff like that to you. When people say stuff like that, I
did, because I'm always in the mix. So it's like
I feel sorry. I feel sorry for them. I do. My heart goes out to them that they are so lost in hate for themselves. They're so lost in the tribalism and the fear that they actually wouldn't wish you well.
Yeah, that's all. You're right.
So, to build a family with. That's just
it's so crazy.
It's so crazy. The white nationalists don't have that much hate anywhere in them. The Klan doesn't hate people nearly as much as somebody that would want you to be unhappy your entire damn life and have somebody throw a pan of hot grits on you because, like Al Green, all right, I'm gonna let that one go.
You're crazy. But no, Jordan, we have to just open up. You know what I mean? That's all. It's a process, but we open up. You know what I mean? Because when we open up, we birth new life. You know what I mean? We birth new thoughts. When you open up your mind, new thought comes. When you get outside those boxes, new thought comes. We need it. That's all we need right now is new thinking. You know what I mean? People to think new of what they've been told from old times. Let's learn the history from a realistic standpoint, because we care. We care about the history. We care about the future. We care about right now. We care about each other. Let's not be offended. I'm leaving this time, G. I'm leaving.
I know. All right, drop your last point.
What we can't do is discount the struggles of another human being or another person. We can't just box them up in the group because of what we've been told. The whole group aspect is like people are, oh, black people are on welfare. White people are this. White people are that. Black people are this. Black. Let's not discount people's experiences, because you don't want nobody to discount your experiences when you come to the table saying, look, this was done to me. I'm pissed off. But then the way your logic is, oh, I don't gotta listen to you because I don't have time to listen to complainers. You should learn. You shouldn't have done that. You should do it. No, we have to listen. We have to be concerned because their struggles, their hurt is our hurt. That's what I'm realizing, man. My struggles is the struggle of another person. I don't give a damn what color, what creed, whatever. That's my struggles. Because we struggle together in this one life we have to live. You know what I mean? Everything we must do, we have to find a way to start doing it together. That's all I think. You know what I mean? But we'll find a way.
We'll find a way. People just they got to figure out how to love themselves. They got to figure out how to love other people. They got to let go of that hate.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to do. It's a lot to do.
It's a big order. You're asking a lot. You're asking a lot.
You asking a whole lot, G.
Y'all trying to tell Chris where he can put his ding-a-ling. Y'all asking a whole.
It's crazy, man. I tell you, man. It's real, but no.
I did a whole lot. I can tell you, Chris, he ain't listening. He ain't gonna listen to you. You can try.
I'm international, man. It's international, baby. It's all international.
Unfortunately, those things are evolved and they do what the hell they want to do. So you can say what you want to say.
Oh, man, it's so fun, man. It's so fun, man.
But if I
it's all love though, man. Gee, that's what it is, man. It's love, man.
Yeah, so my thing is I'll end out on this whole white thing. I am so sick of y'all with this mess. Reason I don't, because somebody called me out. Oh, they called me out, Chris. I don't even know what
they called you out.
They called me out. You ain't got my. You ain't called me. I don't get nobody. I don't have.
Oh shit! Cause in trouble.
Well, because you won't call out the white supremacy. I love her to death. She's a sweetheart. I love her to death. I don't agree with everybody, but I love her to death. My problem is I got American supremacy.
Okay.
I got black supremacy in America. order for me to cry and complain about this privileged life that I live, it means I have to discount the experiences of brother in Honduras, of sisters in Venezuela, brothers who grow up in the Appalachian Mountains, who have real struggles, who grow up in white poverty.
Right.
The way I can stand up and yell and scream about white supremacy is it means I have to generalize millions of my brothers and sisters who have very real experiences, and I haven't gone through half of what the women who abused and beaten and raped by their fathers and their brothers and their uncle or school, in order for me to tell them that they got some privilege.
Yeah.
Right. Me. Like, to me, that's just cold-hearted. And I was speaking generalities. David Chappelle. David Chappelle is a prophet. What did he say? He said, in America, we're all racist. Because we're raised to generalize.
Yes.
Like it or not, you're a generalist. And if you are a generalist, you are a racist because you are prejudiced and you put people in boxes, and it's just how your brain developed in this silly little oligarch controlled country that indoctrinates you to put people in boxes. And I don't think anybody's boxable. Everybody is different. Every
single one.
And nobody has to fit the box that you want them to fit in because you're scared.
Right.
That's how I feel about white privilege. I focus on my privilege.
Okay. Right.
That's important is that because I'm here, people in the Congo die. Because I got a smartphone, people in the Congo don't have water. They're taken over through conflict minerals. I like my cell phone, and I got my cell phone, so I'm gonna do the best I can to keep going, to not replace it every damn upgrade. So my cell phone privilege puts little supremacy on little poor kids in the Congo. And while a lot of their ancestors put my ancestors on boats.
The
white people didn't do that.
I
don't know that, but they didn't do it. They don't deserve
They didn't do it.
Deserve the debt colonization and the destruction that we put on their nations. They don't deserve to live under the boot of my lifestyle.
Real shit.
You know, and I think that's where we got to get to as a people. We got to lay down the past. You got to lay down your hatred for the past, especially for a past that none of the people around today had any damn thing to do with. And you didn't feel the direct pain that your ancestors felt. And understand that everybody done came from some slavery. Everybody, and everybody's related. We either grow up to that fact and we become a little more mature, get together as a group, as a planet, as one race, fix the very easily fixable problems all over this planet, or we all die as fools. We come together in love as brothers and sisters, or we all die as the fools that TV raised us to be.
Yeah, that's what's going to look. In a way, it's looking like people are happy to die like that, unfortunately. But we do need to change the pace of things for the youth. You know what I mean? Because we have so much to give to them. You know what I mean? It's still a beautiful world left. We just have to find a way to, create systems that are going to allow them to, evolve within the right way. You know what I mean? Not evolve to profit and to capitalize off of people and countries, but to evolve and to show the international courage of standing together. We need international courage to where we can just stand together as people. Fuck the black, white, Asian, Russian, Chinese, and all this and that. I understand we've had to hold that near and dear to our heart, as this is a nationalistic world right now. You know what I mean? But we don't have to think nationalistically because we were birthed inside of a nation. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to think that way. We can take our minds outside of that thinking and let the individual reign free, supreme as the individual should be, and let that guide our way. You know what I mean? And love, of course.
Think outside of the plantation. Think outside of your human farming and the fence that you were born in. And I'm going to let Daniel have the last word, which is politics is a hell of a drug. Television is a hell of a drug. giving your nation your idea, your sovereignty, your free will.
Yeah, that was Chappelle.
It was his brother. No, it was Eddie Murphy's brother.
Eddie Murphy, Charlie Murphy. Good stuff, man. Shit, good.
Hey, brother, it was good having a conversation.
All right, man. Have a good one. Enjoy everybody. Have a good evening. It's all love. We family, y'all. Family.
Yeah, I'm gonna end on Chris video. End on Chris comment. Share the video. Share the video. Share the video.
You already know how I'll be. Because I used to be the only one sharing my videos back in the day when I first started. Now I'm like, I stopped that, so I gotta tell everybody to share. You know what I mean? You already know.
I share all your videos every time. All right, brother. You have a good night.
Have a good night, man.
Take care. God bless. And
you already know, man. Hold your head and do everything. You know what I mean? Be safe. Be safe from the deception out there, baby. You already know.